Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, everyone? We are back. This is, so for saying the other day, I think this is like the 14th YouTube live weekly in a row, which
14.
Is it 14?
Is it 14?
I think it's 14. Fuck it, it's 14. It could be 20. Actually, do you know what? This is the 100th live. Welcome, everyone. This is the 100th live in consecutive order, going weekly. This is like 2 years we've been doing now. I hope you guys appreciate our effort of putting content in, because most of our time, let's be honest, is spent coaching and in our mastermind and doing all that shit. So
we're really busy. We really don't have time for this, but
yeah, we're doing it for you guys.
We're doing it for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, Swift, you just did I wasn't going to talk about this till later, but you just started a summer challenge, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
And Mastermind, yep. Yeah, so this is just for the Mastermind members. Yeah, I made it 4 months because we're going to be coaching and gaming until, at least I am, until mid-September. So it started May 18th, ends September 18th. And there's criteria, posting field reports, posting your audio infield for us to break down, goals, sticking points you want to work on. So there's criteria. And at the end of the summer challenge, 3 winners will get a 4-day boot camp, 8 sessions, day and night game. And the second winner will get 200 hours of one-on-one coaching with Mark exclusively.
Yeah, I forgot about agreeing to that, by the way. I see a post to the Mastermind, okay? I see this week challenge, someone was like, yeah, I'm really excited for it, I got this stuff. I was like, that's really cool, it's really cool. And then yesterday I go through and I see the pinned post and it's and one of the prizes is it's not 200 hours, but it's one-on-one online coaching with Marcus. And I was like, oh, I didn't know agree to this, but anyway, that will happen. There will be some free online coaching. I'm excited for it.
It's only 60 coaching sessions in 1 year. You could do that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's no problem. I mean, we're doing 100 lives. 100 live. It's not that hard. So,
but it's great. The guys are hyped up. The guys are already posting their infield lay reports, field reports. So a lot of guys are going to get a lot of lays and make a lot of progress, overcome a lot of fears, a lot of sticking points, and there are a lot of members are going to be completely different men at the end of this summer. So,
dude, I've had so many guys hit me up recently that are like new to the group, and I know there's a lot of the school groups and stuff coming out. Like we've had this Mastermind, I don't know, for like 7 years now, and there's a lot of new groups popping up, and it's really interesting because guys are joining our group and they're like, dude, I'm so surprised how active everyone is, how much they're actually going out, how like the results. Some guy messaged me that came from another place and he's like, dude, I didn't even know this shit was possible. Like, let alone like me having a result. Like, so yeah, obviously our group is very active. People are helping each other out. They're going out, they're getting results. So it's a nice environment to have. I wish I had that when I was fucking starting out. Holy shit.
And we have a lot of new young guys, a lot of like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds. A lot of the OG guys, they retired at 500, 600 lays. They found their wife. So we have a lot of young guys coming in and bringing a lot of energy to the Mastermind, which is
it's nice,
really nice.
Yeah. Refreshing. We got some comments here. Let me go through these. Oh yeah. Lol, the face apt pics of making yourself look 2 to 3 points more attractive. This is what Clavi is talking about. Yeah, look, our thumbnails. All right. Listen, ChatGPT's got our back a little bit this time around. Previously, I'm not gonna lie, okay, I was a little Indian. All right. ChatGPT seemed to like you, but I got a lot of Indian thumbnails, okay. Not complaining, but it's an interesting choice.
Bro, when I put you in Gronk, it says like analyzing Indian man to change. They think you're Indian.
Yeah. They know my aura, bro. They know my aura. They know what's on the inside of my heart. Okay. Well, I'm part Indian. And then this time I did it. And you know what? I'm not complaining. All right. Like it looks a little bit fake, but I'm not complaining. Okay. This made me look all right. So I'll take it. Thank you, ChatGPT. Johnny, we'll keep you informed of what our next thumbnail looks like. Okay. We'll try get up those SMV points for you, my man. when is the UMP Guru's penis size revealed? This is coming at the 200 live stream consecutive live that we do. So stay tuned. I'm assuming the next tier list will be places to meet women. It's an interesting assumption. Maybe. Not sure. We haven't decided. Actually, I think the next one might be Swift. We're talking about maybe doing a bio, like a Tinder bio tier list / like photos, like Tinder setup tier list, like so things that you should have in your bios, things that you should look for in your photos, and then obviously some comical shit that you shouldn't have in there. I guess like the stereotypical one is like holding a fish that women always complain about, but we'll go through the real things. It's typically being a little bit too nice and funny and emojis everywhere, but we can go through that next time. Thank you, Mark, for the 200 hours. I will take you on your word. Oh my God, what have I signed up to? Okay. Jack the PUA. I was getting absolutely no goals. I love the emojis there. Broken heart. Then I bought a quote from Marcus Wolf. After one lesson, I said, hey, to a girl at Starbucks. She looked at me like this. Dude, my eyesight's not great. I'm just going to assume the girl is in love. Thanks, Marcus. No worries. No worries. Additionally, we ever do a video on archetypes? Yeah, we actually do. We have one in the mastermind. I spent way too long. I got to a point where one of my business, I guess I'd say mentors, was like, bro, like honestly, you need to make this a product because you've spent so long on this fucking shit. Don't just give it away for free. But I was like, nah, fuck it. I was excited to do it, and I was happy to do it. So there's actually a webinar in the mastermind on archetypes. I want to do one for YouTube, but it's tough because it is advanced. We try to keep more of the things that are going to apply to most people on YouTube. But yeah, I might do like a smaller version of that and go into the different archetypes for sure. Like even though you guys obviously have two different personalities, someone can instantly listen to you guys and listen to your archetype. Yeah. Sorry, Swift.
Oh, no, you were like skipping. I thought you subbed. No, I was going to say like the advanced tier list. I don't think most guys would understand it. I don't know how they would be able to use it in practice. It just layers deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And we have that list. Everyone for like years, people have been asking for that archetype list.
Yeah, I think once you get to a certain point, then you can start thinking about how am I going to shift my approach in game to like the different types of women. Like the typical example is going to be like a bratty girl. So a lot of girls are going to go up. The girl's like, really? Is that your best type of pickup line? And she starts giving you shit. Most of my guys are just going to see that as a girl being bitchy or mean, and it's really hard to be able to take that step to be like, hang on, is this girl just like fucking miserable or is she flirting with me? I think like as a beginner, you don't really need to worry about that. But as you start to get more advanced, that's where the real fun begins. So for sure. And know that you guys both get peach. Cool. I heard a woman say the attraction she gets from a guy verbally flirting and using game isn't as good as the attraction from him being direct and projecting his emotions strongly. The problem is, like when women say this type of shit, you need to be able to translate it. So sometimes girls will say, I love when a guy's direct, or I don't like when a guy's direct, or I like when a guy makes me feel. It really depends on the type of guy and what you're looking at, because there'll be some super Chad guy that is super charismatic, walk up to a girl, be super direct, and she's like, that's what I want. And then you go do the thing without the charisma, without the looks, and she's like, oh, this guy's a creep. So like, yeah, you really need to be able to interpret what a girl's saying and be able to apply that. So I wouldn't listen to a girl telling you that she likes something verbally or likes something, projecting it. Like, fuck it, don't get caught up in that. Tier list for places to meet women. Yeah, we can do that. We can definitely do that. What day game spots are the best? I live in South Florida. As a beginner, I feel night game is overwhelming. Women are too bitchy. What do you think about that, Swift?
South Florida. What part of South Florida? I don't know. I don't know where the fuck you are. South Florida is pretty big. You in Miami? I have no idea. Yeah, I've never lived in South Florida. I can't help you there.
Yeah, just find spots that there are a lot of women at. And typically like women that aren't so busy. So if you're picking like a financial district at the end of lunch break, like it's going to be tough. But yeah, just find women where there's a lot of women. And the other thing is like, I get it. Night game can be overwhelming, but that's a really nice place to be able to practice as well to get over that feeling of tension. The one thing I see is in students that identify as day gamers, they're like, I don't night game ever, I only day game. Their subcoms are always missing a level of like aggression to it or dominance or like moving it forward. They're always like a little bit too nice. And so if you get trained in an environment that requires you to speak really loud, to hold attention, you'll notice that when you go to day game, it actually really helps you out. So these skills can merge through, right? Because women are women. The environment is changing. So yeah, for now, find some quieter areas, sure. Like find some day game spots, sure. Maybe start off with some quieter bars or some rooftop bars or something as a way to introduce yourself to night game. But I think that's important to do.
And by the way, bitchy women are fun.
Yeah, true.
Take on the fucking challenge. And by the way, if all the women are bitchy, I guarantee they're not. So, okay, like if how many approaches have you done in the past? I don't know, a few weeks in night game. Like 0, a few. So like all the women are not bitchy, but look, if they are, I'd be wondering why every woman is bitchy to me. Sometimes maybe you're going in like super nice and like these generic openers that they've heard all night. So if you're the 30th guy to open with some London day game, night game, connection game, fucking opener, they may react pretty strongly to that. I'm sure you know, I don't know. If someone came up to me 30 times with the same fucking opener, it would be pretty fucking annoying.
100%. Let's do 2 more, and then we'll get to the video. So, how do you know DHVs work if you don't test them in comparison to DLVs?
What?
That's Samuel. I love you, my man. You know I love you. You know I love you, but that is the most ridiculous question I've ever heard in my fucking entire life. How do you know if DHV works? Do it and see if you get a better reaction. Most guys, their baseline is going to be DLV, right? Or at least neutral. So that's what you've got to compare it to. But yeah, it's an interesting question. The only time like DHVs aren't going to work is when you don't do them effectively. So some guys are doing DHVs where they think it's a big like attraction trigger, but all they're doing is talking about how nice they are or about how they're really close to their niece or some shit. And that doesn't make a girl really wet. Other times it just sounds really boring. So you might talk about a job in a way that you think's exciting, but if you're sitting there being like, I love software engineering, like I'm using this new code and ChatGPT has been a really great way to blah, blah, blah. Like you may have a really excellent job, but who else just doesn't give a fuck? So it wouldn't be a matter of like DHVs or the concept of it not working, and just be like the way you're doing it. You don't have to compare that to like a DLV. You just have to do it and see if you get a good reaction on it. Magic trick tier list. Yep. We'll get some mystery method guys in for that one. Yeah, never listen to what girls say. Okay, cool. We'll get to the rest of these, I'm sure. Someone asked about rite of passage as well. Do we do that in winter? We only run 1 rite of passage per year. We keep it very restrictive. That is in European summer in Budapest. But otherwise, we run a bunch of other boot camps all through the year. So if you're interested in those, you can hit us up. There's a link below, and also some one-on-one and whatever. So, but the rite of passage, we keep that very restrictive. That's the 2-week program, and it's life-changing. And we, only run that once a year for a select number of students, which is 5. Okay, let's get to the clavicular interview. So today, basically, what I wanted to talk about is an interview he did with Logan Paul, and he talks about a few things. One in particular, which is towards the end, is about the way he has sex, which is, I just come right away, it sounds like, and I don't give a fuck if the girl comes or not, and I don't think that matters at all. So I think we'll have some strong views on that. And then the other thing, if we have some time for it, if you guys are interested, there's been a bit of drama with Aber and Preach. So these are guys that attack the whole red pill manosphere shit, which is mostly Myron Gaines from whatever the fucking show's called, Fresh and Fit. And yeah, so he's had 3 girls come out that he's got pregnant when he apparently said he can't get any girls pregnant because of his sperm count. And it sounds like one girl was like super manipulating him, and he was like, I was going to break up with her, but then she said she was going to kill herself, so I didn't, and all this shit. You're getting super manipulated. And I think it's important, maybe, Swift, if we talk about what to do if a girl comes to you and says, I'm pregnant. I've had that with students before. I've had cases where the girl's lying. I've had cases where it's true. How do you deal with this situation, and how do you know if the girl is trying to manipulate you or not? I think that'd be something cool to dive into.
100%.
Awesome.
And look, we're all like, we're all going to get a girl, at least 3 girls pregnant in our lifetime. If you're real MPUA, so.
True, yeah. If
all the young guys who are aspiring to be a, MPUA.
We actually sell UMP condoms, so they come with an extra layer of barrier for sperm that we call them super sperm or ultimate sperm. They tend to like dive through that layer of protection. So once you get really good at game, your sperm catch on and that they start to impregnate women. So it's a real issue. You gotta be careful. Okay. Let's jump into this. So I'm going to skip just to the parts that I think are interesting because they do a lot of dick sucking, I think, in the beginning here. So let's go here.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you rate me and Logan?
Oh, people love the rating thing. Okay, sure.
Don't be biased, dude.
No, I won't be biased. You don't have to worry about that. I would say that I'd probably rate you maybe a 3.75 out of 10.
Yeah. Can you tell us why?
So, yeah, mostly because his interpupillary distance. So, like how close that his eyes are, and also the longer mid face would be the main.
That is kind of funny, man. Like, dude, there's something weird about being so serious about. Like, I get it. There's a science behind this. I understand, and he's good. But I also like. Does he not notice that he's getting like what? There's a background thing I noticed in some of these interviews that I watch. Is there's just like no social awareness. Like these guys are obviously like finding this entertaining or a little bit trolly. And there's just like a lack of awareness there. Sometimes I see this in set where girls will be like, oh, I'm from Africa or something, some white girl American. And the guy's like, oh, whereabouts in Africa are you from? This girl's like clearly trolling and trying to have like a bit of fun. I sometimes see this in the interview where he just like completely misses this completely.
He does have a long face.
Wait, can I did for sure. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
3.75 is crazy.
So where does the rating start and stop? Is the rating strictly face related?
Yeah, I mean, but you could, add parameters or, make clarifications. Like, if you're rating someone's like total SMV, their sexual market value, that would include a lot of other metrics like.
Okay, what's my SMV?
Would be a lot higher, right? Because you're famous, wealthy, tall. So that's something that would be more favorable to you.
What do you think Mike's sexual market value is?
A extremely high percentile, top percentile SMV, right? And that's really the number that I would say matters the most.
Yep.
Is your SMV more than anything.
And I agree with you, and I'm happy you said that because that was going to be kind of my question.
Yeah, his ego definitely took a little bit of a dive, but
no,
the SMV got it back up.
Hey, listen, never was trying to be in GQ. Okay, I like to make people laugh. I like to make people feel good. I like to bring energy to a room. Okay, I fall back on the fact that I'm 6'3" quite often. I think height is an incredibly important,
very important
part of the equation. But I'm happy that you said that because I think it gives other 3.75s like myself the ability to understand their power.
Well, the key bit of nuance there is that, the face and your looks are going to be the most important thing for getting a super high SMV. So what you've had to accomplish to transcend the rating of 3.75 and be in that top percentile SMV wise was become like multi-million follower on social media pages and like extreme amounts of wealth. So that's not something that the average 3.75 guy is ever going to be able to accomplish. So
let me cut you off for 1 second. He can maybe attest to it, but certainly my family and friends from back home can.
Mike's been pulling very beautiful women forever.
Since I was a kid, dude.
It's almost like the things you just mentioned for him didn't matter.
They helped, certainly helped, and put me in rooms with different types. But and the reason why I bring this up is because it's been one of the places where I always wanted to counter you a little bit. In the priority factor in an SMV, I think might be humor, dude. I think, and we can talk about it, but I think an ability to make a girl laugh and have a good time and feel comfortable in a social scenario, in a social setting. Now, I'm not saying that if you're, but clearly for me, being a 3.75, it was able to help me overcome that issue, right?
Right.
So what's your counter to that? Like, why do ugly funny guys get the best pussy?
I wouldn't really say ugly, funny guys get the most pussy. I would say that charisma is certainly a very important thing.
Okay.
And having it is going to help you a lot. But at the end of the day, you know, these one-off anecdotes you always hear all the time, like, oh, my buddy, he's bald and fat and he makes a lot of jokes, but he gets laid all the time. It's like, we're talking about a view of society, right? Getting down to the sociological stuff. So just as general rules, you know, that's kind of what I'm more or less.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like he makes sense, but then he's so biased and then picks around the evidence a little bit here. So what I appreciate is he's different to most looks maxes that I've kind of ran into, which basically say looks are the only thing that fucking matters. Like nothing else matters also. He's able to say, no, this motherfucker, like you're super high percentile in terms of how attractive you are because you've got some popularity and you've got some money and you're, 6'3" or whatever the fuck this guy is. But then like, to be able to say it's some random anecdote of some guy that blah, blah, blah. I mean, we see this a lot where if you have a guy that is super successful or is famous or is very charismatic, like there's so many metrics here that can make you attractive. And even if you look at the data, oftentimes looks isn't even the number one thing. It's going to be around your subcoms and your charisma and, personality traits. So, I feel like he's like very biased in terms of like favoring the looks maxing thing as opposed to like anything else.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, sorry.
The outliers are focusing on
outlier.
Correct.
All right, I'm up.
Yeah.
Rate my look.
I would say that, are we going to go like current looks or like?
Someone asked, do you think Clav has good subcoms? What do you think, Swifty?
Good subcoms. I mean, he's not fidgeting so much. He's somewhat grounded, but there's like an awkwardness. There's like a subtle awkwardness. Like he doesn't really understand what's going on around him so much. Which I don't know. Like I could see girls like trolling him, like you said with the African thing, the African girl thing. I could see girls fucking with him and him being completely unaware of what's going on.
Yeah.
Trying to banter with him, and then like he's like, well, actually, no. It's like, and the girl's like, all right, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like I've kind of lost interest in this guy. I'm gonna fuck with him a little bit. And then he's not realizing this. Imagine having like 1,000, 2,000 interactions with women, and not realizing most of the women were, kind of fucking with him a little bit, trolling him a bit. He's gonna think, well, all women are like X, Y, and Z. Because that's his experience, because he's so unaware of what's going on, unaware that women are just fucking with him, just trolling him.
Yeah, we saw a clip of this in the Mastermind where, there were girls, it was like on a fucking bus bench or something, and they were doing that. They were doing the whole like, oh, rate this person, rate and they're like just fucking with him, and he didn't really realize it all. The other thing is he's on some medication. We saw like an overdose of ket. I think, but he also takes some beta blockers that will make you a little bit more like zonked out. So like that tired kind of drowned out feeling, which I my guess is kind of what adds to it a little bit. But yeah, it looks very, very grounded, but also like a little bit just robotic and kind of not there. And so you can see if you just take his facial expression and you just make a little box here, the amount of variety that you see in emotion like is basically non-existent. A couple of times he'll laugh and you'll see it there, but compare that to the people like interviewing him. It's like complete contrast. Like there's just nothing going on there. And so like, as we know, like girls want to feel emotion. They want to have like some level of difference there. Now, of course, like with anything, he's made up for that for sure. Like he's got a level of fame now. He's got his looks, obviously. So in terms of like how attractive he is, yeah, he's going to find girls that want to go on his stream, that, he's got a bunch of attention after him. Like he'll be able to find girls. That's not a problem at all. But then to be able to extrapolate this, again, like, you can become one of the world's most famous streamers if that's the approach you want to go for. Good luck with that. Or you can learn things that are a little bit easier to become attractive with. And so, yeah, here the subcomps I think are pretty rubbish.
When you were, younger. How old are you right now?
31.
Okay.
Just
No, go right now.
right now, Clev. What you see, and by the way, I can see you examining my face.
I noticed
It's
that as
incredible.
well.
His eyes are actually moving at every part of my face. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm going to
But,
move
like, at the end of the
towards,
day-
I think they start talking about dick maxing.
But like at the end of the day, I would rather my dick never work again and keep all of my hair than anything.
Oh, I don't like that one. I don't like that one
That's
at
crazy.
all.
That
That
was
was crazy. Okay. Let's. Wow.
That's really
Like, dude,
Yeah.
what would you rate Jason Statham?
Well, 8 out of 10.
And he has no hair, and his dick probably works pretty well. I don't know though.
But it's like, for the average person, you're not going to be Jason Statham. So you're going to have this bald head and a functional dick, but it's going to be over for you when you got no one that you could use it on besides your hand. you know?
Okay.
If you've got no hair, it's pretty much done.
Wait, but how
What do you think, Swifty? You have a choice between your hair or your dick?
Oh, I'm going with my dick. I'm keeping
Yeah,
it.
what the fuck?
Bro, I
That's
don't
such
even.
a weird dick.
I've been balding the past 5-6 years, and I'm seeing it's thinning out more and more. And I've had a massage therapist. She was giving me a massage, and she was like, "Oh, you need to go to Turkey." I'm like, "Why?" I don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like I don't even care. I put a hat on or not put a hat on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect whether I pull or not. So I don't even think about it. I just give me some hair, but my dick can't work. Like that'd be miserable. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, what's the point? Like, yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, I made that decision. I was taking finasteride and my dick stopped working. I just stopped taking finasteride. Like, it was the easiest decision of my fucking life. Like, why? That's like, yeah. It really goes into. Sometimes I think it's like important asking like students like what are they trying to get out of this process, like in terms of game and like the self-development. And yeah, it feels weird that I think a healthy approach is, yeah, I want like freedom with women. I want to have a good dating life. The person I'm with or end up with is probably the most important decisions I ever make in my life. So I want to have like the freedom of choice to be able to do that and select for that. And in the meantime, I want to have a bunch of fun and go out there, and I want to improve the way like I feel about myself. I want to improve like the quality of life I have, things like this. But then to say like, the only one thing I'm maxing for, the only one thing I really care about is how good looking I am, to the point that I don't even care if I can't have sex. It's like, what's the motivation for that? Like, it's a really strange thing to say. I'm curious if I doubt it. Is there anyone in the chat that would take that decision of like your hair over your penis? I'm so curious. There's another black pill streamer who's taller and more muscular than him called Edrogenic.
Brian, right?
Oh, that dude that got his like wig stolen or whatever. I think we watched that on Playing with Fire stream, and he gets instantly rejected on the approaches I see. Yeah, I mean, even Clavo's seen him get like insta rejected a bunch, and I think he even says it here that he does. Holy shit, that's insane. There's mad bald dudes who slay. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Just get head tattoos. Yeah, but no joke. I mean, if you're going bald, you might as well just take on the serial killer look, right? Like just serial killer max.
Bro, I told her I'm gonna shave my shit one day and just get fucking head tattoos.
Yeah. I mean, why not? The science says assertiveness is not really trainable. How do you approach a client who is not assertive enough? No, 100% is trainable. I did a video called something like how to change your personality. or it maybe changed the title now, I don't know, but it's about how to be more extroverted. And so I actually looked up a bunch of studies on the science of like personality change. And you can, like, obviously you're not going to go from like a 1 percentile extroversion to like a 99 percentile extroversion, but there's like markable change in these studies in like a 12-week program of just doing extroverted traits. And that's extroversion. I think assertiveness is way more trainable. Yeah, 100%. You can, that's coachable, that's learnable, it's teachable. You can. I'm curious when you say the science side, like share me a study and I'd be curious to like read through it. Anything else here? Just get head tattoos. Yeah, did you see? Did you see difference after stopping finasteride, Marcus? Because I don't think I can, I don't think it can make you stop getting hard. No, 100%. I did. This is anecdotal. It is just me. But what I noticed is I took finasteride, and after a while, I wasn't able to get erections, and I've never had a problem with that ever. And these were the girls I was just seeing. Like, it wasn't a different thing or different girl. Like, the variables were the exact same. And I couldn't get hard, like, literally. And I was sitting there, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my dick. And so I stopped taking it. And then after that, I don't know how long it took, but after that, I just went back to being completely normal. So look, who knows? Like maybe one of my other hormones, maybe my tests happened to drop then or so. I'm not sure. I never got like blood tests or anything during that time, but there is like a 2% rate. I know there's a lot of studies on post-finasteride syndrome and things like that. I think it's like a 2% risk of men complaining of either like a complete lack of libido or erectile dysfunction, things like that. So that's like really tiny. But yeah, I mean, I just had that happen to me. So then I switched over to dutasteride injections. And then I just got to a point where I'm like, this is just too much fucking effort. I'm like, I'm just going to go ball day. So yeah, I just stopped doing that. But yeah, I mean, don't let that scare you, I guess. Like, do your own research and chat to your doctor. And I mean, you can always just try it out. And if it doesn't work for you, then stop. Yeah.
Get jacked.
Yeah, get jacked.
Low body fat percentage, get jacked. By the time you have to shave your head, you're going to look tough.
This dude's from Brisbane. Yeah, by the way, like, looks, just being good looking isn't going to guarantee that you get receptiveness from girls, especially night gaming, especially in group sets. Like, even when I can tell there's some girls, like we'll be walking with a really good looking student and I'm like, oh, that girl's attracted. But then when he goes up, if he doesn't approach very well, the girls want to look selective, right? They don't want to be there simping to every fucking good looking guy that speaks to them. And they might get judgment from friends and stuff like that. There's so much going on in terms of like social dynamics here that it's not just a matter of like being attractive or even not even looks. Like sometimes we have students that are able to demonstrate like sexual authority, the lead, be assertive. But then what happens again when she feels sexual shame or like she's worried about like her friend's judgment, things like that. Like there's so much more to gain than just being attractive. Like that's super important, but it's not the only step. Especially like when it comes to relationship management, retention, you can be the most attractive guy in the world. Women will treat you like shit if you let them. You can have a really unhappy dynamic with women if you don't foster that. So yeah, it's, I don't want to repeat this too much. It sounds like so common sense to me, but yeah, fuck this. There's more that matters than just looks and attractiveness.
Would you use a non-functioning dick, even if you have hair?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't, but you just, at least they'll be able to mock people.
Bro,
see, like, what is that? Like, what the question is, what do you do when you don't have a functioning dick? How do you like fuck a girl? Well, I wouldn't, but at least I'd be good looking.
dude, you're definitely one of the most interesting people I've ever met in my life.
Clev, hold on a second, because isn't the okay? And I want to get back to the Deuteride Finasteridos as well. If the
You don't take
so, okay, I'll unpack my hair as well because I've had quite the hair journey myself. If the goal, what is the goal of mogging?
Well, to improve your life and as improving the quality of your life to the highest degree is the ultimate goal of looks maxing, of self-improvement. And I'd say I like to just keep that general goal in mind because that could be women, that could be career opportunities, whatever. And having a super narrow-minded approach to things where you're only looks maxing or only self-improving to get with a hotter chick, I think that's a little ridiculous.
Okay.
That's a fair answer. But then my question would be like, do you think hair is going to provide you a happier, more fulfilling life than being able to be intimate, like, and have sex? Like, that's also, it still makes no sense to me.
I want to go back a couple steps on peptides and that world, because you talk about peptides a lot, and you also just talked about the importance of your hair. Counter that statement. You've been on, this is maybe the most insane thing, you've been on test since you were 14, correct?
Correct.
Test being one of the most anti-hair things in the world, right? An increase in DHT, correct?
Well, so yes, the way that it works is testosterone converts through an enzyme in your body into DHT, and finasteride and dutasteride are 5-alpha reductase blockers. So they block that conversion. So that, if you're on testosterone, well, at the dosage that I am, and you're on dutasteride, you're gonna have less DHT than the average person would. So you're still gonna be a lot hair safer than anything. And right, testosterone is still an androgen. It could cause hair loss. Once again, a lot weaker than DHT. There is other ways you can go about it for the rare 1% of people who are on DUT and they're still balding. Things like topical RU58841. So there is a lot of ways to avoid it, but it's not really a concern if you know how to mitigate side effects.
Well, and the hair world is changing rapidly. Like we should be looking down the pipeline here pretty soon at some major breakthroughs in terms of waking up lazy follicles, correct?
Yeah, so it looks like we're in a lot of phase 2 trials. So hopefully all that kind of stuff comes soon.
You seem pretty knowledgeable.
Bro, I gotta get rid of that button.
I thought that was me.
There's a little thumb button on my mouse that is the back button, and it just like fucking kicks me from the fucking stream. So yeah, I need to be careful with that shit. Let me share my screen again. Sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say that someone sent me some of these trials. There are some pretty exciting drugs that, as he mentioned, can bring back like basically dead or lazy or whatever you call it hair follicles. They're still not as exciting as you think. It's not some miracle thing where you take it and all your hair comes back, but at least it sounds a little bit better than just like finasteride. Share screen, tab. There we go.
These things work.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to be like, you're kind of like taking a lot of different drugs and they're all interacting inside your body. So if you just are blindly taking pharmaceuticals, it really could go wrong. And that's why I've always been against just universally advocating for the pharmaceutical intervention, because most people won't really understand all the nuance that they need to actually looks max from it, and they'll usually wind up looks minning, right? So
sorry, one more time. Looks what?
They'll wind up looks minning. So they'll get worse. Yeah, they'll get worse looking, right? Because like you said, the thing about testosterone, if you just start taking testosterone because you saw a clip of someone that's 15 seconds long and you didn't see the rest of the video that explains things about DHT and taking your dutasteride, you would go bald and get worse, right? So that's why I'm like, I really don't think you should do it unless you've done years of research or are under careful supervision of a medical professional.
What's your stack right now? Like everything you're taking?
It's funny. I actually just made a list. Is it
that long? How much test weekly?
300. Right now, only 240 actually.
240 test sip.
Yes.
That's not a massive dose.
No.
But it's been much higher in the past.
Not really. No, I've always been like consistently in that sports TRT range of like 250 ish.
I'm curious. How did your parents let you take tests at 14?
They didn't. They would take it away all the time.
How did you get it?
Well, I would just order it to the post office, general delivery, or I'd just snipe the package.
Do you know?
How did you find out about testosterone as a 14-year-old?
Bro, that's some wild shit, taking tests at 14, no? Like injecting yourself at 14? Some fucking wild shit. Holy fuck. Couldn't imagine that at 14. Damn.
I was watching Rich Piana. I was doing a lot of research on forums and just a lot of bodybuilding communities.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel now at 20, do you feel good about the decision having started test at 14?
Yeah. But test is really not the greatest thing for puberty maxing. It's more so like the HGH, aromatase inhibitors, things like that are going to allow you to have more success. So testosterone's not something that most people are going to benefit from because it aromatizes into estrogen, right? And that causes your growth plates to fuse if you're not super careful. Now, thankfully I was, and testosterone does give you a good amount of dimorphism if you're taking it from early on. But like I said, if you stunt your growth from it, then, there's really no point.
Are your parents tall?
Not overly tall.
Are you taller than both of them?
I think I'm about an inch taller than my dad, an inch or two taller, and my mom is 5'4".
And do you have siblings?
Yeah.
Are you like your siblings?
I would say my sister's reasonably tall for a girl. She's 5'7".
So I meant like more just like personality.
Oh, well, my sister's a fair bit younger than me. So I remember like myself at her age and now, and there's like, there's still a lot of change. So it's just hard to say.
I think it's interesting. Like, is the relationship between you and your parents solid at the moment?
Never really is.
Really?
It's never great.
What's that core obstacle?
Just me kind of
Now we're finding
not
out why
really
he's like
ever able
the way
to
he-
be controlled or
Oh, sorry.
I said we're beginning to find out why he has mental illness here.
Oh yeah, straight up. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Childhood traumas and shit.
Yeah,
So we're
like I
figuring
forget this
out
guy's
why.
20. Like I watched this interview before. Yeah, he's 20. And like he apparently his phone, like his dad stopped paying his bill on his phone or something. And so he's like, yeah, I have to hotspot now with my phone. He doesn't have his own phone or some shit. And I'm like, dude, this is like crazy. Like, this is a kid still. This is some weird shit. And yeah, obviously like there's some type of like not good enough feeling that he's trying to get over is like pretty clear.
anything like that.
But you're an adult now, technically.
Well, they still don't want to
Really?
accept that, you know?
Well, I mean, dude, when you were 20, I mean,
Adult Max.
I don't know. So when I
Yeah,
moved to LA,
your situation-
my parents were like, yeah, he's doing his own thing. They're still trying to, like, I saw a clip
Yeah.
of your dad canceling your SIM card or
That's
phone.
been quite
Yeah,
annoying.
here it is.
Yeah.
That was real.
Yeah, that was real.
You on your own account now?
Well, he won't release my number. So
Wait, so
I
how do you text people and stuff?
have to go on a hotspot.
No fucking way, bro.
Yeah, I'm still that guy.
This is crazy.
I'm still the, yeah.
This
Yeah.
Wait,
bro,
so-
you gotta get your own plan.
It's not even about like the money. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'll send you like the next 10 years with the payments. Like, just turn the phone back on.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was because like I was doing a deal and he was like texting me like all this shit like, oh, make sure your lawyers review it. And I'm like, do you really think like I'm an idiot? Like I got here for no reason. And he just got all mad because like, you know, I guess I kind of passed him up in a lot of regards at an early age.
You pass maxed your dad.
Pass max?
oh, hopefully he's not like that one.
Jeez. Let's go to the phone smashing.
Yep.
You did bone smash as a
Yes.
youth.
Yes.
That's not like a joke. You actually took a hammer to your face to shape your jawbone.
Yeah. Well, it's all on YouTube.
Did it work?
Dude, I always find these gay comments funny. At some point, being so obsessed over a man's appearance is gay, even if it's your own. Like, Ricky, like, do you jerk yourself off? Like, do you touch your own penis? Is that gay? Like, I get what you're trying to say. I don't think this is homosexual at all. I don't know if you're being serious or joking, but yeah, I mean, it's a bit weird to be so obsessive. Obviously, like, it's not very healthy. I don't think it's like homosexual.
Yeah. It's just hard to exactly pinpoint what percentage came from taking tests or what percentage came from bone smashing or just regular puberty. So that I couldn't answer, but you know, we have the reference to Wolf's Law. So, you know, the theory makes sense, you know.
Did your parents really have to hide the hammers around the house?
They did. That was not a
Yeah, I think pretty much everyone has come out and said that the bone smashing, I think he even said it, this motherfucker, said that like bone smashing doesn't help long term or change structure long term. Basically, he said he just does it for like the swelling. And then he'll cover up the bruising. And so it makes his chin bone here look a little bit more pronounced.
joke.
How many hammers were there?
I would say they probably did it like 3 or 4 times. So I had to switch to this baseball trophy, which is a pretty famous prop. I've still been looking for it because everyone's been wanting me to find that souvenir. I don't know if you guys have seen that video.
No, but if you find it, Logan will probably buy
I'll
it.
buy it. I'm a collector.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, no, so I had to switch to a different tool. And that was like the common theme growing up is like my parents would always try to stop me from doing things. And I would always become vindicated every single time I would decide to go down a course of action.
If you walked in, okay, let's, first of all, why, right now there's some rumors out there that you're potentially an expectant father. Is that true?
No comment.
Okay.
So what's everyone getting everyone fucking pregnant? Jesus.
If you walked, and I need to actually ask you about HCG as well. By the way, all those questions are related to my own life. That's why I'm asking you about them. If you walked in on your daughter, okay, and she was 12 years old, and she had been watching Clavicular on TikTok, learning about bone smashing, and she had a ball peen hammer in her hand. As a parent, would you take that hammer from her?
Well, if a girl was looks maxing, I would say to her, we live in a very favorable society towards women, and some beta boxer will still take care of you. Like you don't really need to be doing
Beta what?
Beta boxer.
Beta buxer.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that definition, unfortunately.
So a beta boxer is like someone who basically gets girls by being a simp and like just being rich, but they're ugly. So basically, what I'm saying is there's going to be someone in this dating market who's desperate enough for just about any girl. So the burden for women to looks max is a lot lower.
Okay, so
Wait, I'm sorry. That's an insane thing to say to your daughter. Don't worry, honey. There's someone desperate enough out there for you.
Well, I wouldn't obviously say that. So.
But yeah, that mentality is like contradictory as well. I think it points to something.
Yeah.
So like, one, like you're good looking enough to find a girl that's desperate enough. Like, why are you still bone smashing? So it's like contradictory. But then, yeah, that's a weird statement to be like, as long as you can get someone, like, which is, it sounds like the guy he's describing is like fucking horrible. Like, as long as you can find someone, you're good. Like, that's not what you should be encouraging or aiming for anyone, but especially even yourself, right? So there's like huge contradictory statements. I think it just points to the fact that he knows like bone smashing is fucking awful. Like I think it'd be like if you spoke to an addict, like if you spoke to an alcoholic and was like, I need alcohol, it's the only way I function, like it's good for me, trust me, I need it, like just get me some more beer. I think if you ask that person, like, hey, if your 12-year-old daughter was sitting here and being like, do I want alcohol? Like, yeah, that guy's going to be like, of course not. But hey, I need it. And that's why like the bias is. I think there's like some obsession here that obviously he's not going to like openly admit and maybe say that it's like negative or bad or people shouldn't do it. But then like he's able to recognize it with this question when it points to the daughter.
But okay, so how would you? How like she's Duke left. She's fucking her face up with this hammer, bro. Do you let it slide?
No, but that's the thing I said before, right? Is a lot of people won't actually like understand the nuance of things, like how you need to brace your head to avoid CTE.
She's doing it perfectly. She's an expert.
I don't really see that as being the case because like you don't understand like the amount of research and the amount of time actually spent towards like having somewhat of an understanding of these things from an early age.
There's a missing link in the Clav story that I've discovered in this conversation. He's smart. You are a smart person, yeah, but I don't think people think that you are scientifically approaching all of this shit, bro. Even when I asked him,
I agree that he's smart, but this idea that he's like 90th percentile IQ or something, I think is complete bullshit. Or even like he could be really smart, but he's also very biased. And you'll see that later on in some of the science and evidence that he brought up. I'm not sure if we'll get to it, but it is like even the Wolff's Law thing, what he was talking about, like. He's come out before and said, yeah, you know, a lot of the experts have basically come out and said this won't permanently change bone structure by like hitting my face with a hammer, but it helps with like some swelling and blah, blah. Like, but then again, like it's just very biased in the way that he nitpicks the science or studies. But I think he's a smart dude. Someone said he's autistic. At the beginning of this interview, he said he's neurodivergent, but hasn't been diagnosed with anything. He might be on the spectrum a little bit. I don't know enough about him to confidently say that. But he's definitely like a little bit obsessed around the whole looks thing, obviously. I don't know if that you call that like an autistic trait or a neurodivergent trait. I think that might be something separate. But yeah, obviously, if we're thinking about like mental health with this guy, I probably wouldn't label it as healthy. That's for sure. But yeah, this idea that he's like some fucking genius. He's a smart dude. I think sometimes I hear people talk about him in a way that he's like a fucking a genius talking about or uncovering like looks maxing science when a lot of it is just kind of warped.
What my look was, I felt like I was like Apple Retina.
Yeah, someone said smart enough to be dangerous. Yeah, also
getting scanned like that. You're an intelligent person, and you're applying your intelligence in an interesting way.
Yeah, because I really just felt like my entire life it was what was missing from the manosphere discussion. So you know, all
the brain.
No,
like,
I mean
that has been missing for sure.
That,
like they're missing a smart person.
It's like this key picture where they'd have like the pickup artists and they'd have the just go to the gym, bro, or just be confident, bro. But no one was acknowledging this huge elephant in the room, which was looks really do matter. And that's kind of why when I came about and started, you know, spreading this narrative, people were like, oh yeah, that actually does resonate, and we've got the data to prove it, right? It's not subjective at all.
WWE.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that. Like, especially from the pickup artist space. There was this idea that looks don't matter at all. Like I heard guys saying like, I don't shower. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, again, you can get away with certain things. Like we could not shower and go pool, but it's not optimal. And I would never tell students not to shower because either it doesn't matter or because it would help. Like that's ridiculous. But in the same way, well, like
part of the one of the criteria for the summer challenge.
You have to shower. Oh, no shower. Yeah. So yeah, but I agree with him. Like for a long time, I guess looks weren't really thought about, but then you don't need to take it like 1,000% to the other direction. Like you can say looks are important without bruising your face with a hammer.
Or in the public sentiment towards you, especially in discussions around hitting yourself with a hammer or responsibly doing meth, like well, you're smart. The people that you're talking to might not be.
Mm-hmm.
And so do you feel a certain level, do you understand that sentiment? And do you feel a certain amount of personal responsibility as you promote a message like that to someone who might not have studied Wolff's Law? You know what I'm saying? And it's just in the toolbox of their father's garage. Like, ooh, this is a nice hammer. Maybe I could look like Clav one day. Like, do you understand that?
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what I keep going back to is, you know, people aren't going to get it. They're not going to do the research I did. So my message is like looks matter and self-improvement is a good way to improve your quality of life. it's not, go do meth, right? I would always advocate against people taking even prescription stimulants or drugs of any kind. Like if it's my serious, long form setting interviews like this one, I would never tell people to do, testosterone at 14 years old. I'm just simply stating the things that I did.
That is an incredible fucking, to your point of what you just, do you know how many cosmonauts there have been before you in the space? Timothy Leary, like people that did things as a...
Someone said Clav does a lot of stuff that's unsustainable and healthy in the long term. Yeah, for sure. Like he spoke about, I think he used the word taking meth, but he talked about like taking stimulants and things like that. I think he recognizes they're bad, but once again, like it's as a 20-year-old, you're so short-sighted. Like as a 20-year-old, I wasn't sitting there thinking about, I'm going to try to do the things that, benefit my life when I'm 40 or some shit. You kind of just do whatever makes you feel good in the moment a little bit, right? Like you're a 20-year-old, you don't have the foresight. So yeah, I agree. Like there's a lot of shit he's doing that's awful for him, and it's probably not going to be, even for looks perspective, be great for him in the long term.
As an experimentation to oneself, not as an endorsement to those viewing it. Does that make sense? And so that makes a ton of sense as long as the caveat and the precursor to that discussion is there. And so you definitely are a very smart person. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any, are you on the spectrum?
But I was about to say, do you like trains? Do you like putting trains in order?
Yeah, I'm neurodivergent.
Okay. And that's a broad term, which means basically that you are atypical.
Correct.
Neurologically. So what, okay. Can you narrow it down at all from there? Have you ever had a diagnosis?
No, not professionally.
Okay. I don't really have a reason to ask that. I was just
I'd be so curious. Why do you think that is the case? What about the way you think is different? Because there he might actually start talking about the obsession that he has.
I was just genuinely curious because he does have a very intriguing approach and style of dialogue. No.
Yeah, you're an incredibly unique individual.
Thank you.
You're an incredibly unique individual. I even think man, even if someone did know how.
I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know. I'm so bored with this class thing from day one. Everyone's I just don't see it. I don't think he's unique. I don't think he's especially when you're obsessing with one thing, one topic, one area for 6 years straight, all day, every day, you're going to sound incredibly intelligent if that's the only thing you talk about. He talks about politics and other areas. He sounds like a fucking retard. You know what I mean? He really does. He does not sound very smart. So of course he's going to sound smart when you're talking about something that you studied and researched all day, every day for 6 years. But I don't know. I'm just I'm not impressed by him or what he's doing. But nothing at all. I'm so I don't understand the hype and the glazing. I really don't. When I saw him for the first time, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Then it's over. I'm like, you were saying more of him and more of him. I
think the only reason he's popular, I really believe this. I think the only reason he's popular is because he's a good-looking guy that occasionally tells girls to fuck off. I really think that's it. I think that's the extent of it. I think most of his followers are probably 16 years old.
That's a good point.
I think it's the exact same.
Yeah, the red pill space, they like to hear it, the fresh and fit podcast when they tell bitches get out of here. Guys love to see that. They love to watch that. But now you have a very handsome guy that women actually want. Women don't really want Myron Gaines and the stuttering guy. They don't want these guys. So it comes off as bitter. It's entertaining for them to watch. But now you have a very good-looking guy that women are attracted to, telling them to fuck off. So it's even more entertaining. It's it feels better when you get to watch that if you're a red pill.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't know. Maybe I don't have that feeling. I don't need to see that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just find it so uninteresting. This whole thing is.
Yeah. I think that's the extent to it, really. And then, as I think someone becomes popular, I don't know. These guys, to me, these guys are just business dudes. This guy does a fake martial art or whatever, or wrestling or some shit, right? And through this thing, I watched it the other day. It's just advertising after advertising after advertising. Doesn't give a shit about. To me, it all feels very fake. And so this guy's popular. So that's honestly the reason that I'm putting it on is because like people keep asking me about him. Like, hey, what do you think about the looks maxing thing? What do you think about Clav? Like, send me this video. Clav does it. Like, that's the reason we're doing it. Like, really. And so, yeah, I don't think he's this like genius unique. Like, unique, sure, in the fact that like I don't think many people are this unhealthy. But I wouldn't like glaze that. I don't think it's like unique in a good way.
I just see like a very, very insecure.
Oh yeah.
A mentally ill, a very, very handsome, mentally ill, insecure guy. That's
yeah.
it. With social awareness.
I would guess, because I don't know him that well, so maybe it might change the more I see of him, right? Like, I would guess that 90% of the students that come to us struggling are happier than he is. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Worse results, but like happier than he is like my impression here. Like, we don't have students having to take like beta blockers and stuff to go speak to girls. So yeah, it's, I mean, look, I will say, it is different. It is unique. Sure. I just wouldn't put a positive value on the word unique there, I guess.
A bone smash, for example. I don't even know how many people would do it, because I'm sure it was painful.
Clav admitted on stream that women only want to hang out with him on stream. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if that's true. I'm sure there's probably a lot of girls that want to hang out with him off stream. Like, he does have like attractive traits about him for sure. But the problem is he's going to attract mostly women that are trying to be popular, right? Like, most girls are going to be OnlyFans girls or trying to get clout or trying to be famous or some shit. So all those girls obviously are just going to want to be on stream, right? Like, that's going to be their thing. But like, if this guy just went out to a club and started chatting to girls and they kind of found out that he was famous and he's a good looking dude, even with his shitty subcoms, he could get laid and maybe even something after that. But you're right. Like, he's going to attract all the girls that just want to go on stream for sure.
Yeah. And then like the brutal part about it was I used to just always have to go into work the next day and I'd be, pretty swollen, but I would never really bother to go out of my way to come up with like a story or like a cover up. Like if I got in a fight or something, I would just be pretty honest about it. Like, I was bone smashing. And then, all my coworkers thought it was pretty weird because this was like before all this stuff became mainstream. So
it's still pretty weird. Like, if anybody can't, like, as a document to yourself, I get it. But if one of my friends came in and I was like, "Hey man, how'd your face get like that?" And they were like, "Oh, I was bone smashing with a hammer earlier today." Do you know what I'm saying? Like, calling it mainstream would be a bit of a stretch.
I wonder if you have to do it, if you're going to do it while you're maturing and your face is still forming.
That's an interesting one,
because you kind of guinea pigged yourself. You're
right.
like you're sort of your own experiment, and you're learning in real time, and you did all this stuff on yourself. And I think you fall within like a very small.
Okay, Johnny, I'm sorry, but you're just wrong here. So Johnny said, that's ridiculous. Why would they want to be publicly
slut shamed?
Slut shamed? Makes zero sense. They like him in spite of his stream publicly. Slut shamed. That may be true for some girls. Maybe, right? Maybe they're like, this guy is so attractive, he's so awesome. Okay, I'm gonna just go on stream because that's what he wants me to do. I can guarantee you, if there are girls out there with OnlyFans accounts and there's girls out there that are trying to be popular, okay, this is the number one guy to get on a stream with and to get famous with. So that's a lot of girls that he's going to attract. And there's a lot of girls that he, does attract, right? Like, you can see it on his streams. So yeah, I'm not doubting that maybe there's some girls out there that are like, well, this is like a really attractive guy, and if he wants me to go on stream, fine, I'll do it. But most girls are loving being on stream, right? Like, that's the whole point.
Yeah, but then they're open sluts. They're selling OnlyFans, right? Like,
yeah, Clav is managing OnlyFans girls. Yeah,
I am a slut. Join my OnlyFans.
yeah.
Percentile of people that would do this.
Yeah, because what I was trying to do was I was trying to think of another way to be able to succeed in the dating market.
Oh, I'm sorry. And by the way, this all started from the comment that he was complaining that girls only wanted to be in stream with him. It's coming from his mouth, apparently.
Outside of being charismatic or, whatever, money maxing, whatever, because I saw it as completely unrealistic for me, who at the time in high school really was not a social person at all, to, be able to talk to girls and like have game and all this kind of stuff. I was like, well, it makes a lot more sense to looks max as a way to.
Well, you definitely. It appears, at least from your streams, you have game now. I mean, I don't know, bro. I saw a video of you kissing a mom and then kissing her daughter.
Yeah.
I just, this is insane to see.
Well, usually I do the best when I say the least. So.
Oh, so you don't have the answers.
No, not at all. Like a lot of people come and lie, or they'll joke around with their friends like, "Oh, I got the best game." It's like I have probably the worst.
Oh, no way, dude.
Ever.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, because you say your game is very straightforward.
Dude, it's funny, like these guys are trying to simp out for him. No, your game is
right.
Which I think is
it's intentional, yeah. Because the way that I always thought about it was like I see people having these conversations back and forth at a bar, and it'll be like an interview process where the guy's just like asking all these stupid questions, and it'll be like this back and forth. But really, after all that's said and done, after that 5 or 10 minutes, is that going to change the answer to the key question of, is this girl sexually attracted to me? And the answer is no, right? Knowing her favorite color or where she works, it really doesn't matter. So I just like to skip straight to the point and just ask if a girl wants to have sex.
See, this is true. If you just go up to a girl and say like, "Hey, what's up? What's your favorite color?" and I'm gonna ask some interview questions in this very boring, monotone way, and yeah, that shit's never going to work. But obviously, if you go up to a girl and then she finds out, like for instance, if Clav was to go up to a girl in a club who doesn't know who he is, right? There's no camera crew around. It's not his club. And he's like, hey, how are you? Like, blah, blah. That girl's going to be 10 times more attracted when she finds out how wealthy he is, when she finds out how popular he is, when she finds out like what he does for work and his freedom. And she's going to be way more fucking attractive. If Clav went up and said, "What's your favorite color?" It's not going to change shit. So the point is like the girl needs to find out attractive traits about you, or you may need to make her feel a certain way or make her chase, or as we teach, have a level of sexual authority. So this girl's like, okay, this guy fucking understands me and I can have an incredible time with him in bed, and he's masculine, he's dominant, he can make me feel submissive. So this isn't even just me telling you. This is in the data. This is in the science that he's probably seen and ignored. And just, as he said, like at school, he felt like he wasn't able to be social. So his way out was obsessively focusing on looks. And to a point where he's like, if I say something, it's worse for me. I just need to be quiet and say, "Will you have sex with me?" And even that is like, holy fuck, like, you need to be able to increase your SMV so high to get to a point where you can just say, "Will you have sex with me?" Even our best looking students, if they just went up to girls and said that, it wouldn't work, right? Like you need to not only be really good looking, you need to have a level of pre-selection, popularity, fame. That's like the level of SMV you need to get to a point where your game is so bad that you can go up and say, "Will you have sex with me?" Clive has anti-game.
Is that your approach?
He does it all the time.
Yeah.
How many of them are instant down?
A lot.
Where do you get the confidence to do that? Is it just your looks?
Pre-Gatlin.
What is that?
It's a beta blocker.
No,
it's not. No.
So he said, "Where do you have the confidence to do that?" And he mentions the anxiolytic, or the beta blocker to reduce your anxiety.
Anti-anxiety.
Anti-anxiety. Yeah, sorry.
Oh man, this is crazy, dude. Wait, because if you're saying you don't have game, but I've seen you approach women.
I'm low inhibition, yeah, but that's like I have no issues with approaching or starting conversations. I just really don't know what to say most of the time. But like, I've got no problem being low inhib, and I think it helps me because like it just makes so much sense to me in my head that this is the best way to go about the situation. That I'm like, why wouldn't I do this? You know?
Would you say you're afraid of rejection?
No,
Don't care.
No, not at all.
How come?
Well, I mean, I've gotten rejected probably live on stream like at least 5,000 times at this point, so it's fine. And it's like I know in my head that people spamming the chat like, "Oh, L game," it's like they never go up to girls regardless. So it's like, yeah, maybe like I'll get rejected by like a couple girls for every couple that hit, but it's like that's totally fine with me. You know, it almost keeps you in check because I could play things completely sheltered.
I really appreciate that. I think that's a really nice thing to say, that like, hey, I can go up and yeah, I get rejected and it happens a lot. The thing I don't like about this is he treats it like a numbers game. So it's like, look, I know I'm good looking enough that if I go and approach thousands of times, there will be thousands of girls who reject me, but there will be a lot that won't. I really like to take it down the path of, you know what? I'm going to change something about the way I'm approaching and change something about the dynamic that I'm having with this girl so that I don't get rejected as much and so I have more of a choice. Like this very much just feels like it is a numbers game, right? Like I will just wait to see who likes me. And to me, that isn't really freedom. It really isn't choice. You're not actually deciding who you want to be with. And that really causes you to filter girls out, right? That's why he's going to complain. I don't know if he has already. There's guys in here that obsessively watch his stream more than the clips I see. But like he's going to complain that the girls he's with are not adequate, or he doesn't have good time with them or a good relationship, or they don't respect. Like if that hasn't happened already, I guarantee it will, because that's what's going to happen when you just go out there and numbers game it.
And only like respond to girls in my DM requests and have a 100% guaranteed chance. But I think that kind of gets your head too big and doesn't keep you in reality. Whereas like I'm actually doing IRL streams where I'm like, even sometimes like I'll go out like LARPing as a civilian with like a Samsung. So not like the big camera, just to like see the results. So it gives you a good idea of where you are without, you know, the status and money aspect also.
Bro, LARPing as a civilian with a Samsung is,
it's just a wild sentence.
This is just like, bro, I'm so entertained.
I do agree with you that
go around 6.25, 6.5 somewhere.
And his SMV?
Pretty high.
And then, okay, so
he's only going to get girls that are on like birth control though.
Did we see the looks master that got arrested for CP? No. Who's that? What happened?
Wait, hold on a second.
Birth control, you're attracted to more feminine features.
Explain that. Yeah, is that?
Yeah, that's true. So if you're constantly pulling women, and this is what I would always do, just like to gauge my dimorphism, was see if a girl was prescribed birth control to see if I was.
Oh, this is where me and Swift are gonna disagree here.
Like, you know, cucked in any way. So yeah, if you're usually pulling girls that are on, that's not a good sign.
But that's margin. That's marginal.
I'm sorry.
No, it's legit. It's very legit.
No, marginal.
No, legit. Like
women on birth control are more attracted to feminine men, is what you're saying?
Yes, correct. Because they're taking their E, and women with higher estrogen are attracted to like more masculine looking faces. Yes,
but attracted to from a, I don't want to use the term visceral, attracted to from a sexual dynamic. But as you know, who women choose in long-term partners is less than 0.1% sexually based. We are emotional beings, and they base their long-term partnerships on, you know, like
less than 1% sexually based is wild. That is not true whatsoever.
Likelihood of producing a safe environment for family and X, Y, and Z.
Well, if that initial attraction is never met, like they're never going to have a gauge on those other traits, right?
Yeah. So in terms of, I actually had to look this up because I know we were speaking about it the other days as well, Swift. So there are some really old studies that were like observational, and they basically, I think they took like 30 women, and they said, if you are using birth control, then you were less attracted to masculine faces in the opposite sex in men. But then in this year and last year, they did like massive double-blind studies where they didn't just, because these other studies as well, they basically just said, who's on birth control? Oh, okay, let's look at the faces you're attracted to. Then they said, who's not on birth control? Let's look at the faces you're attracted to. And that would be like saying, let's look at the people who play basketball and then look at the people who don't play basketball and see how tall they are. Oh, it seems that like playing basketball makes you taller. So it was like these observations where there was a recent study, they took like 300 women and they gave them a tablet, and they basically said, this is a pill, but half of them was a control, so it was a placebo, it wasn't. And then half of them it was. And then they did these same studies and same follow-ups. What they found is that the pill, or even different levels, different periods of your period, like your menstruation, will affect how horny these girls are. So girls that are off the pill are going to have a libido, be a lot more like sexually turned on, attracted to these things. But in terms of the type of attraction they have, whether that's like more masculine features, less masculine features, that didn't change at all during the period of her menstruation or with a birth control or not. So whether that is true or not, I mean, I would say the science is pretty clear on that. You can see here is kind of nitpicking old studies as opposed to like new ones.
This queer science is going to be like an old study that we talk about like 4 years from now. Oh, the old, not the old one, but this old one from 2026. So there's going to be new studies.
I think it's pretty clear if you take 300 women, give them half contraception, half not contraception, and you do the study that way, is going to be way better data than basically taking 30 women, just asking, do you take birth control or not?
Studies aside, you haven't noticed any difference between women on birth control and women not on birth control. And
No. What I've noticed is there's so many variables there. Holy fuck, there's so many variables. What I have noticed is different stages of a girl's period, 100%, or her cycle. Definitely, like, there's going to be changes there in terms of how moody they are, how horny they are, how turned on they are, how dirty they are, 100%. But like, I haven't seen it where like I've had a girl that was suddenly like, oh, I really am attracted to these feminine features, or that like she wanted femininity out of me as opposed to being more dominant or masculine during a cycle. And I haven't seen that in terms of a girl on birth control and not on birth control. Like, if anything, honestly, like most American women on birth control, I feel like they also crave like to be very feminine and submissive, as opposed to, and as I said, there's so many variables there. Like, most of the women on birth control I know are going to be westernized, and then most people not on birth control are going to be like from Eastern Europe.
Are far more open to more feminine men, obviously.
Say that again.
They're a lot more open to more feminine men.
You saying American women?
American women, yeah.
Yeah, but again, like there's so many variables there. I don't think you can separate it and say it's just birth control that is causing that. There's a lot of like cultural differences there. So like, would you say that being on birth control is the cause of women wanting to pay for drinks? You know what I mean? Like, I just, that there's so many, like, I don't think you could say that. And then to have a study to come out and say, okay, we've actually tested this. We've done a double blind. So the people giving the tablets don't know what it is. The people receiving don't know what it is. We then ask these people to like look at faces, get them to rate it, see how long they're doing it. They have like eye tracking in some of these studies to then be able to say like, hey, there's actually no difference here. I believe that way more than my intuition of having so many different variables other than just birth control in the play. Yeah. Bacon said,
I feel like the higher rate of birth control usage, countries where women take a lot more birth control, the men are a lot more feminine. Have you noticed that?
For sure. Yeah, 100%. But I would also argue that
almost like the women are like kind of like training the men to be less masculine.
But I would also argue that if you look at the countries that use electric vehicles, the women there, like the men in those countries, are a lot more feminine. So I think maybe car batteries are turning men feminine.
I have mostly electrical vehicles, right?
You get my point.
Nah, see, I got you.
You did. Okay, fucking done. I forgot about fucking China. They get me. But you get my point, right? We could pick so many variables that you could pick religiosity, right? You could say the countries that are more religious, that women like more dominant masculine men. So do we think that like religion is ensuring women stay? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many variables here. The hormone birth control, I think, is a symptom as opposed to the cause. I think countries that have more female rights and they have more of a career and more progressive are going to be countries that also take more birth control, and are countries that are also going to be a little bit more masculinized than conservative countries like Poland, for example.
Okay. So would you like to promote a more feminized society of men?
What my argument is, if I took your girl and my argument is if I took your girl and gave her birth control for 3 months without you knowing or without her knowing, I don't think at the end of that 3 months she's going to be like, actually, you know what, Swift? I'd prefer if you were a little bit more feminine. I don't think that would happen.
Maybe not 3 months. Maybe it takes a little bit longer. I don't know what the science is. Maybe for a year, maybe 2 years.
Sure. Okay.
Her personality would definitely change. 100%. Sure.
You might argue that her libido might drop a little bit. But I'm saying in terms of like her attractiveness to masculine traits, I don't think would change.
Have you not noticed that women on birth control are crazier than women not on birth control? Have you noticed that?
My only anecdotal experience of girls that I've been seeing and then started taking birth control, and in all honesty, they became more calm, and their ebbs and flows flattened out a little bit. It actually helped with their mood. In my anecdotal experience, yeah.
Well, they're in therapy taking antidepressants or SSRIs.
No, they weren't in therapy taking antidepressants or SSRIs.
Women on birth control are also taking.
I think that would go against your argument. I thought you thought therapy didn't work. So yeah, if they were at therapy, maybe they'd be more rational too.
Right now.
I'm getting so mugged. All right, let me change the topic. Damn. Bacon says, oh wait, hang on. There was something like, I hope you're not offended. Where did that go? Here we go. For the coaches, why have Needs Review ever done a live stream cold approach? Why would any of us trust your coaching without proof you can do it in real life? We actually have in the mastermind before, but I mean, we have so many testimonials of guys where we go on boot camps and we demo with them, we go out with them, we've pulled with them before. So, yeah, I mean, we have nothing to prove to you, Bacon.
We have students. I'm fully booked for the next like 6 months, every single day. So it's not like we're like, please take our coaching. We'll provide proof. Most of our, I mean, we have a very good reputation for getting students results, so we don't really have to market it. Guys will tell other guys, and they'll come to us for coaching.
Yeah, I mean, we might get a bit more infield this time. The problem is when we started doing infield, basically, is when YouTube started demonetizing everyone, and so we just kind of put a hard no on it. It seems like it's chill now. I'm probably going to get some meta glasses. We might do some infield as we're coaching, and we might post that for you.
I used to post my pulls and my closes on like Snapchat and Instagram.
Oh yeah. Fuck, that was like 15
I
years
had
ago.
video smacking girls' asses. I would have threesomes, and I mean, they'd be calling me daddy. I used to post that every single night, but I started getting banned from everything. They started really locking that shit down, so we had to be very careful about what we posted.
I'm not trying to be offensive. No, I was not offended, bro. You don't know me from Adam. Is that a saying? Like, you don't know me? And I've not paid for any of their products, but what these guys totally, am I not reading this right? With my personal,
it's probably like an American.
Oh, jives with my personal experience. Okay. Can't say that about many guys. All right. Cheers, man. I didn't quite understand that, but I feel like he was backing us up there. Okay, cool. Blah, blah. All right. Bacon, how old are you? We're going to assume that. Dude, 99% of people are going to assume their live stream is fake. Very small amount of trolls would. Okay, whatever.
So it's certainly the most important.
He's maxing himself. Just join the fucking mastermind. You get free? How many free? Couple weeks, 2 weeks free trial. Join the fucking mastermind. Maybe stay for another month. You'll see. You join the mastermind. You're not.
Can I ask you about?
That's true.
The overdose.
Mastermind max.
I think for me, the craziest part.
Oh, yeah. Whoops. Yeah. Also, with all our infield that's out there, we blur everyone. The live stream we've done in the mastermind before. Let me think about it. Maybe we'll do something. It's just
Part about it all.
Maybe I'll promise you some infield. There you go, Bacon.
It was live streamed. Mm-hmm. It's your stream,
correct?
Right, and you're in charge. Mm-hmm. When does real life become more important than the stream?
Bro, did you see his overdose, by the way, Swifty?
Yeah, I saw a clip.
Yeah, bro. I think he catted himself out. Sorry? On
what?
I think it was cat, bro. I think he...
Ketamine.
Yeah, I think so.
Fucking pussy.
Yeah, I know, bro. What a softy, man. Learn to drug take. Bro, this guy's not drug maxing hard enough. What the fuck, bro? Yeah, K-hole like a man.
Bro, you could give me you give me horse amounts of fucking ketamine. But that's... Hypothetically.
I don't know what live streams horses are. Hypothetically, if Swift was a horse...
If I was a horse, I could take a lot of fucking ketamine.
Yeah. But also, I'll fast forward here, but I think he kind of relates it to alcohol. He's like, like alcohol, sometimes you black out. Cat's a lot more dangerous than alcohol when it comes to blacking out. Like,
you fucking add alcohol to ketamine and that.
Oh, that, yeah. Yeah. You can get a lot of respiratory depression in ketamine. I mean, I used to use it in hospital when we'd knock patients out to like fix up their fucking fractures and shit. And obviously you need to help them respirate. If you just take too much ketamine, you can fucking kill yourselves.
The doctor had to give me a triple dose to knock me out.
You probably have to give you more than triple. Politics, who gives a fuck? Mr. Beast. Oh, this is an interesting question I want to ask you. So
everyone on Earth takes a private vote by pressing a red or blue button. If more than 50% of people press the blue button, everyone survives. If less than 50% of people press the blue button, only people who press the red button survive. Which button would you press? Now, we had to hear this or read this about 6 to 8 times. I'm going to be honest. Something tells me you already understand the question, have fully analyzed the question, and have already identified an answer.
I already knew my answer before you asked it. I kind of...
I knew my answer before you asked it.
I kind of already knew. I mean, yeah, I'd choose the one that's pro self-preservation, and I think people will, say how horrible that is, whatever.
So here's a question. And if anyone wants to answer in the chat, I'd be curious as to what everyone picks. So you have two buttons, a red and a blue. If you hit the blue button, if you hit the red button, you guarantee survival. You survive. But everyone that hit the blue button dies, okay? Or if you hit the blue button, if more than 50% of people do that, so if more than half the people do it, then everyone survives. What would you choose?
So what's the red button?
So sorry. If you hit the red button, you survive, guaranteed. But everyone who didn't hit the red button dies. Unless if there's more than 50% of people that hit the blue button, then everyone lives. But if it's less than 50%, you're dead if you hit the blue button. I think that was a really bad way to explain it.
Yeah, I'm going with the blue one.
You going blue? Okay, interesting.
Which one are you going with?
I'm going red.
Why?
So here's the actual question. Everyone on Earth takes a private vote by pressing a red or blue button. If more than 50% of people press the blue button, everyone survives. If less than 50% of people press the blue button, only people who pressed the red button survive. Which button would you press?
Okay, you're banking on more than 50% of people hitting the blue button.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah. More than 50% of people are going to hit the blue button. Save themselves? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'd do the red and save myself. Like my theory is, and I think they say it later on here, like if everyone hits the red button, everyone survives, right? Like so, just everyone hit the red button. That'd be my go. And yeah,
well, there's gonna be some liberals on SSRIs.
Yeah, listen. Sorry, but see you bye. See you bye.
Yeah, some feminine liberals. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so they had like 300,000 people vote. And blue's at 56%, but it's an open vote, so it's kind of biased. Like if I saw this, I just hit blue too because I already know it's over 50%. But anyway, that was interesting. Then favorite meal. Who gives a fuck what his favorite meal is? Who is top mod guy? He named some male model. What is this about?
Shopping bag hanging.
Oh, dude, this is about dick size. Holy fuck! This is about growing your dick. So he talked about like. You put weights on your hand. So he said like a shopping bag with like weights on it. And then you hold your dick and it pulls down on that ligament. And so it stretches out the ligament. It gives you a little bit more length, but then also your erection isn't as high. So anyway, it's cool. Like whatever, if you want to do your thing to extend penis size, go for it. But yeah, it sounded a bit extreme. Cold approach tips.
I realized that like there's a level of confidence gained when you're cold approaching with a boner. So
are you serious?
Yeah.
I definitely, that's what the wildest, the fact they're able to say it so straight faced is mind blowing, but I agree with you.
Wait, what?
I do agree with them.
Cold approaching with a boner?
Or how about a semi?
No.
I agree.
No,
you're talking about a full fucking boner, dude.
Yes, like
this is the one thing I'm going to agree with them on. Except like logistically, I wouldn't say full fucking boner. Like I can't walk, but like I get him. Like
you can't walk.
Yeah, I can't walk, bro. Like that thing's fucking painful as shit. But yeah, like I get his point. You want to go into a set. You want to go speaking to a girl with a level of like sexual aura, with a level of like that strong dominant like energy, like you fucking want it. Now be careful you don't just get like needy and I was gonna say go up to the girl and say you want to fuck them. I was saying that hyperbolically, but it's what he does. But yeah, like it's a good thing to have.
Girls can sense it.
Yeah,
it's like some primal shit.
It's like a boner pheromone.
This is above me.
It's a boner pheromone. True.
Above me. This is crazy.
Okay, so
see, for me, I was. I have a job. I'm probably, like I don't know. Sometimes I say too much, but like I was always like I went with the waistband tuck.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about just like that would definitely be
no, but still but it like shows up like
right. No, but like only if someone's looking for it.
Yeah, but then is the girl like, why the fuck is this guy rock hard? We're having them all.
That's probably a sign of vitality.
Yeah, it's just like a sign of testosterone.
And to be completely honest with you, if you're the right guy, they're probably kind of.
You're the wrong guy. You're probably
then you're fucked. But if you're the right guy,
that universal advice. Yeah, but I'd be like, I don't know. There's like all these like weird like niche things and these tips and tricks that sound so ridiculous, but people cope so hard that they'll never actually try it. Like,
so how did you get back online? Because there is a new kind of thing with this tadalafil, sildenafil. Obviously, you're seeing these companies all go absolutely bonkers on revenue. I don't want to name them all because I don't think any of them are sponsoring right now, right? We've had every one of them sponsor in the past. One of them, I was partially responsible for blowing up probably 10 years ago.
I could probably guess.
Every one of these companies is going crazy with younger people. And the weird thing about it is it's addressing a psychological situation, not in your case, because in your case you had actually created a setting that wasn't advantageous for poners, right? But for a lot of these people, they're taking it for psychological reasons at a young age and getting
pornography is the reason for that, right? So a lot of people have extremely bad porn addictions from an early age, and that's frying their dopamine systems to the point where the stimulation from hooking up with a girl is not enough to give them that satisfaction, or get them to be aroused, and that's a horrible thing. So they need to rely on things like sildenafil, Cialis, whatever.
It's crazy.
But it is
Are you?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Porn's fucking a lot of guys. Like, I would advise some guys to try switch to, even if you're listening to like audio porn or erotica or just like using your own imagination. Sometimes what I'll encourage guys to do is just picture yourself in the scenario with like the next girl you're going to see, and think about it like a visualization is like a practice ground almost. And I wouldn't like jerk off so you come within like 2 minutes and squeeze, because this is a problem. We have so many guys that have like premature ejaculation, and because they practice who knows how many times a week to come in like 30 seconds, and then they meet up with a girl and they're like, I don't know why I'm coming in 30 seconds. It's like, well, you've just trained your whole last 3 months for this moment to come in 30 seconds. Like, so I see masturbation, if you want, as a way, as like a practice ground where, yeah, don't come really quickly, right? Like, even give yourself some of the anxiety that you might face of like, okay, I'm picturing myself like laying this girl in the bed now, I'm taking her clothes off, all right, what's up? And if you get really good at visualizing that, if you get really good at not coming right away, then when you actually fuck this girl, like, you'll do a really decent job with it, as opposed to like training for the wrong thing.
Bro,
so I agree with this.
Tie a rope around your neck.
Yeah, exactly.
To like a doorknob.
Yeah.
And edge yourself.
Yeah,
okay?
straight up.
That will actually train you.
That'll help.
A little bit longer.
Yeah, 100%.
What we recommend in the Mastermind.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's the advice you want to get.
Do you ever watch porn?
Never.
Have you ever watched?
Or I've got another idea. You watch horrific, ugly, disgusting porn, so that way you're not as turned on and you get used to it, okay? So like, you should be looking up like fat girl porn or something, right? Like, just get your head in the game, practice for the real thing.
Yeah. Get rid of your porn habit, yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Then maybe you just become obsessed with really ugly women. Yeah. Okay, careful.
Watch it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like normal teenager stuff, like when I was 15, but not really since then.
Is that partially from a place of not having to? Does that make sense? I guess it becomes a kind of a what came first, the chicken or the egg situation, right? Like, if you
no, it was not really anything to do with that. I would just like not really have the need to jerk off with pornography. I'd usually just do it without. And then I would say by the time I was like 17, 18 years old, I was being pretty consistent where it just wasn't necessary.
I can assume you're sexually active, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I ask you, how important is it to you to also make the girl have an orgasm?
Not important.
How come?
Well, because, the amount of extra effort that's required to do that is just not going to really have much ROI. So
see, like, this moment here is what I'm talking about. Like, you're saying a crazy, stupid thing. At least have the awareness that it is going to be crazy and stupid. Like, the way you could have said this is like, guys, listen, you're going to think this is fucking crazy, all right? I don't give a fuck, okay? I'd be much rather blah, 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 blah. But, like, the way he said it is like, why don't you guys understand this? Like,
well, it's true. I mean, really.
That means return on investment.
Well, yeah, so, like, you're going to have to spend at least an extra half hour more than you usually would doing some.
That's not true. It depends on the girl. They don't just, there are girls that can finish. Especially the cheat code there, because let's be honest, if you're just doing one night stands, it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. But if you're trying to satisfy a partner and maintain a long-term relationship, having them enjoy the experience is obviously important. The workaround there, the ultimate solution is a vibrator, dude. It completely eliminates that entire effort.
That's kind of like cocked in my opinion.
You really think so?
Yeah, I would say so, because think about it, right? Now you're sitting there with some stupid vibrator, like you know what I mean? Like, that's okay. So what I'm simply saying about the ROI.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to hate on this guy because he's 20, and like when I was 20, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing in bed, right? But to sit there and think like, like his imagination of a vibrator is he's sitting down on a chair, like holding the vibrator on or something, as opposed to making a part of like the sexual experience. Maybe you put some cuffs on her, you tie it up to the bed, you hold the vibrator, you give her a little bit, you say, that's all you fucking get. She's begging for it. Like, yeah, you're not sitting on a chair holding the vibrator.
You're telling me that there's not an activity in that, even let's just call it 15 minutes, just be realistic. In that 15 minutes that you could be doing, that's going to guarantee a long-term relationship. Like that seems silly. Like in 15 minutes, I could, get, set up to do my stake stream. I could do just a million different things. Like I could take an important phone call, whatever. And that's
I'm just trying to think of this explanation to the girl as to why she's not finishing. Set up my kick stream. I can't do this shit.
Yeah, exactly. So like I can literally think of 1 million better things that's going to make it.
But like, see there, like, I have to point this out. I just keep noticing it. Like, he's like, yeah, I can't imagine telling her earlier. It's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And he's like, yes, exactly. Like, you need to tell him you're setting up your kick stream. It's just like a real missed communication.
The girl want to be with me in the long term rather than just a simple fleeting orgasm. That seems just so ridiculous.
Would you be upset if you didn't have an orgasm?
Yeah.
But it's fleeting.
Well, I mean, like, that's true, but it's almost like a painful thing if you're just like doing like a 2 minute, then gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, he calls it like painful and he wouldn't put up with it and it's not okay. But yeah, of course the women are gonna feel the exact same way if you're not like sexually satisfying them. Like, of course, this could be something that maybe you can get away with really shitty sexual performances if you have so many other things going for you. But at the end of the day, this is a real thing that women are gonna find a reason to chase and want to be with you and really enjoy. But even if we exclude that, if we exclude the assessment of how much the girls actually really want orgasms, and of course it's going to be up there like number 1 or 2 on the list, then sure, we can exclude that for a second. If you're just having a one night stand, or if you're just seeing a girl and you're thinking, I want this experience to be awesome, then that would include the girl coming over and over again and screaming your name and being absolutely in love with this experience and you guys sharing that, as opposed to, like, why not just jerk off then? Right? Like, isn't that more efficient? Like, why are you even fucking the girl in the first place? Like, or why not, honestly, just pay prostitutes? Like, if that's all you want, like, if you just want a hole to be able to come in, then isn't it just way easier to just hire a bunch of prostitutes? And isn't that a better ROI and use of resources as opposed to like wasting time even talking to the girl or getting over? Like, why not just hire someone to come around? Like, that's the type of thinking that this leads to. Why not enjoy the experience? Why not have the girl begging and laying there and like making you feel dominant? She's being submissive and her like screaming and enjoying herself. And then after this experience, she's going to chase you like absolute crazy. Like, to sit here and be like, me setting up a stream 15 minutes earlier is going to lead to this girl liking me more or some shit. Like, even with that analysis, I can't make sense of this.
And what is it going to look like in his relationship, or if he gets married one day? 5 years with that coming, I go and I fuck, logically fuck, and logically come, and then that's it. Like, what do you think? She's going to cheat on you.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah,
because his looks. Yeah, maybe she loves. Oh my god, he's a fucking. He's wealthy. He's super handsome. After 5 years, less than that actually, it could be 3 months. It's gonna wear off quickly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, your look, she's gonna be less like it's less appeal. It's whatever. It's not that exciting at some point. Your money, your looks, that's gonna fade. So this is a big part of what she needs.
Even the amount of respect. Like, I agree. This is just like leading to a cheating outcome. But like, even the amount of respect. Like, do you want your girl going to all her friends and being like, oh, you're with Clav. That's a famous guy on TikTok, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, that must be so good. How's the sex? I've never come with him before in my life. What do you mean? Well, yeah, he fucks me for a couple of minutes, and yeah, that's kind of it. Oh,
I'm
okay.
Just scared, what's his excuse? Like, when his wife or his girlfriend cheats?
I mean, this is kind of the.
If you like expect all women are going to cheat anyway.
Yeah, I think that would be it. Yeah. That'd be it. Like, the one thing I notice in Red Pill guys, it's all the same thing. And it's a similar phenomenon to like feminist girls or girls that are fat and do the whole like, I'm beautiful on the inside thing. It's usually the same cope. And yeah, these guys try to protect themselves so much from ever getting like feeling less than or ever getting hurt or anything like that. So yeah, it is just that women suck, women are horrible, and I'll just put out that wall and never expose myself to anything else. And so the minute she does cheat, yeah, I never let her in anyway. There was never actually a real relationship that I enjoyed. That's why these guys seem like they hit women and are so unhappy for the most part. It's because they never actually experienced that. Like, he's never experienced a girl screaming and coming over and over again and screaming his name in bed, right? He's never experienced that ever. Like, he goes in there, as you said, he logically, okay, it's time for intercourse. I'm going to have sex with you. Okay, now moving on. Yeah, it's not fun.
And a one night stand could be just more than I fucked and we came, or I came. It could be much more than that. And I think about the Ukrainian girl that hit me up spontaneously after 3 years. 3 years after our one night stand. I never really thought about her. You know, she just popped out of nowhere, sent me a message. It was very fucking random. But that was 3 years ago. And she wrote, it's in the Mastermind. I post everything in the Mastermind. You know, I can't stop thinking about that night. You're the only person who understands me. I'm like, this is a one night stand. She's like, I need to see you again. I'm about to get married to my husband. He doesn't do the things that you can do. And I'm going to ask him if I could see you once or twice a year when we get married. Like, you don't want to be that guy.
No.
You don't want to be that guy.
Not at all.
And I've done that before on purpose, because I think there's also like the psychological thing. Like, if you just have sex with a girl for a couple minutes and then go out to a bar, it's something that could work. I've tried that.
Work how?
Like, because then you are incentivized to complete the rest of it with another girl. Then you just have to do what's called
I mean, this is kind of true. So I know I paused and started, so you guys might not know what he means, but he's basically saying fucking a girl and not coming. Now, I do it more than 2 minutes. But fuck a girl, not coming, and then going out, like, you will have a stronger sexual drive. You will have a better presence to you. That is some good advice.
And leave all that pussy juice on your face.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
bird bath before you go out.
Yeah, and what exactly is that?
Take a guess.
You get in the shower and do a body rinse.
I know. Bird bath is where you wash your dick in the sink.
Oh.
We've all done a bird bath, dude.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that's what it was called.
I did one yesterday.
Oh, whoa, hold on. I bird bath more than I even thought about.
All right. Happy days. Should we, guys, what do you want? We can either do like a Q&A and answer some of the questions in here, or we can talk about the aberrant preach situation and go over what to do if a girl says you got her pregnant. What do you guys want to do? Or what do you prefer to do, Swift? If you have an opinion.
I don't give a fuck.
All right, fair. Let's see.
He's retard maxing.
Aberrant preach might be entertaining. Okay. I'm not going to dive too much into the whole aberrant preach situation. There's so many like videos back and forth. I skimmed over a few of those. I will just give a rough explanation of kind of what happened to the best of my knowledge. But then basically I just want to explain what to do if a girl says she's pregnant. Q&A. All right, maybe we'll do this 5 minutes. Start writing your questions in there. And for 5 minutes, we'll just talk about what to do when you're pregnant. So aberrant preach situation is these guys are streamers or YouTubers or, content creators, whatever you fucking call it, I don't know. And basically, his story was, I got this girl pregnant. I was told I had a super low sperm count to a point where I can't get women pregnant. And then this girl came out and was like, yep, I'm having his baby. And he wanted to keep the baby, actually. He was like, yeah, I want this thing. And then she's like, well, I'm going to have him, but you can't be a part of his life. And then he's like, well, if I'm not going to be part of his life, fuck you then, like, get rid of this thing. And then she's like, yep, come to the abortion clinic. And then she like flaked on him 3 times. Overall, to me, it just seemed like this girl was fucking lying. It seemed like this ABBA guy was simping hard, or at least like was completely unaware of how to handle relationships. And the fact that he said he was in a relationship and in love with a girl that he's been with for like 5 months, long distance. Who knows how many times he even saw this girl. So got way too involved, way too early. Then he tried breaking it off, according to him. And she then was like, I will kill myself if that happens. Dude, if a girl ever says that, that's more of a reason to break it off, not less. So he was like, oh, I felt bad, so I thought like I'd stay with her, blah, blah. No. If a girl threatens that, okay, number one, I would take it seriously. Like, I'd just message your friend and be like, yo, blah, 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 seems suicidal. Can you go speak to her? Or I tell her, like, yo, call helpline or something. That's not your responsibility, right? Like, it's not your job to fucking save this girl or something. You've known her for a couple of months. Like, there are people in her life that have known her for her whole entire life that are super close. Like, that's not your responsibility. So even if this is real, there's not a reason to be with her. If it's fake and she's using it as a manipulation tool, holy fuck, that's a definite reason to stay the fuck away. So he ends up getting back with her, it sounds like multiple times, and she uses this as a threat. And then it sounds like, again, like he tries to kind of end things. And now she hits him with, I'm pregnant. Now, if you ever get, I'm pregnant for a girl as you're trying to break up with her, then you need proof. And more proof than just like, I'm pregnant. Like, I would be with her. I would get your own pregnancy test. I would make her pee on it and get the result, or go to the doctors with her, right? If there are some like dodgy scenarios around this, especially around like I'm breaking up with this girl, do not trust her when she says, especially if you've known her for a couple of months, when she says, I'm pregnant. Okay, so that's what he did. He never actually got any proof. I don't think he even got a photo of the thing. And then eventually I think she just came out saying, I miscarried. Now, to me, it seemed like she was bullshitting. Apparently, he had 2 other girls come out and say that he got them pregnant. They seem to have a lot more proof. So it seems to be true. The thing is, if you have a super low sperm count and you think you're not going to get girls pregnant, that's fair. But after you get the first girl pregnant, maybe think like, oh, this is possible. After you get the second girl pregnant, maybe think, oh, this is real. So I don't know if this motherfucker's just lying and saying, I've got a low sperm count and then just wants to come in these girls and have a kid or something. I don't know. I didn't look enough into this. Seems a bit strange. But if that ever happens to you, make sure you fucking get proof right away with the girl. Because I've actually had a couple of students that have dealt with scenarios like this where girls just went fucking crazy. And again, it's hard to know if they were ever lying or not. In both cases, the girl ended up like miscarriaging. Yeah, just be very, very careful.
Don't come inside girls.
Yeah, don't come inside girls. What the fuck?
Don't come in.
That's a good advice. Don't come inside girls.
A lot of fucking stress.
Yeah.
Because look, you come inside the girl, even if you think you can't get her pregnant, even if she is pregnant, you find out she is pregnant. You go to the doctor. How do you know it's even your baby? She's letting you come in her. She's probably letting some other dude come in her. So now you got to wait till the baby comes, but she's got to guilt trip you like you're the baby daddy. You got to be at the hospital when the baby's born. It comes out black or a different color than you are, and you got to look at it. And she's got to tell you, no, that's how babies come out. They look a little bit different. Just give it a few days, give it a few weeks. You know what I mean? It'll look more like you. And you're just tricked and manipulated, and the baby looks all cute and shit. I don't know. The baby looks like you. I don't know. It looks like a fucking baby, right? But just babies look like babies, right? So you're looking at like baby, has a nose, has eyes. And then you got to be like, all right, I want blood tests. And then she goes, how dare you? You're just a deadbeat dad. Then you got to deal with that. She's not going to get the test done for like 6 months, 9 months. You're going back and forth. But you're taking care of the kid for a year now before you even find. It's just a fucking headache. Don't come in women.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you can get super thin condoms that feel great. Or if you come really quick, condoms are nice because it extends it. And yeah, even if the girl is on birth control, and she likes really feminine men, no, I'm kidding. Even if she's on birth control, then like you don't want to worry about STIs either. Like if you get chlamydia or some shit, then you have to message all the girls you've been seeing or something. Like fuck that, bro. Like just wear a fucking condom. But yeah, if some of this was to happen, then yeah, just make sure you have fucking
all
proof
the women
first.
that were really, really into you. Every single one was on birth control. That would
say that again. Sorry.
If every woman that was super into you, like super attracted to you, every single one was on birth control, that would be a little alarming. Like
that would be concerning.
Maybe my T is a little bit low. Maybe I'm a little bit flamboyant.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd be tough if you live in a country where 90% of women are on birth control. I live in a pretty small city in the US right now. I'm cold approaching actively here, but I'm planning to move to Vegas in a year's time, mainly to get very good at game. Is that a good idea? What do you think, Swift?
Yeah, I actually went to Vegas, moved to Vegas to game for how long? Over a year, a couple years. I don't know how Vegas is nowadays, but pre-COVID, man, it was a great place to night game. It was a great place to game. A lot of clubs, massive volume, new girls coming in every night. So you're not going to run into, for the most part, the same girls over and over again. So you blow shit out. Those girls are going back to fucking Europe or Alaska or wherever they come from. There's like day parties, pool parties you could go to as well. Day game is kind of shit unless you go to these day parties. It's I don't know. It was a very degenerate, even more degenerate period of my life because it's Vegas and there's not much else to do except very degenerate shit. So I think it's very good. It's very good. I would try to avoid getting into any kind of relationship with the majority of women that live in Vegas, especially, or travel to Las Vegas. But it's a great place to do cold approach.
Yeah, and it's not too expensive either. You will find some difficulties, like some clubs are just really, really loud and stuff like that, but it's one of the best places in America. You're going to really enjoy it there. After so many false allegations, After so many false allegations with Jack Demo, do you suggest making consent videos or using a consent app? No, but I'll answer this in long form. So essentially, I don't even know if the Jack Demo thing was a false allegation. We did a whole live stream with Playing with Fire where I went through that. It's on our channel as well. And at the very, I think the most likely thing is that this girl felt a little bit uncomfortable during intercourse, and then immediately after, she felt really horrible about this and regretted it. And that led to her then saying, I didn't want this. I think it's probably the most likely thing. I think something that's not actually that unlikely is that her testimony was true, where he pulled out the phone, started recording her. She was like, what the fuck? I don't want to be recorded. This girl was nervous. She's got anxiety. She's come to his house. She was expecting something a little bit more. He then bends her over, takes down her underwear without putting a condom or anything, just starts fucking without asking. She's kind of silent for a couple of minutes, and then he comes and then kicks her out. I think there is a chance that maybe she did just kind of freeze up, and maybe she wanted to say no and really was too nervous and didn't really know how and wasn't enjoying it and didn't want it during that time. So like I can understand why he was accused and like given the punishment that he was. I still, as I said, I feel like the most likely thing is probably it was just a lot of regret that happened instantly, like right after. But yeah, to call that a false allegation, this isn't some girl that was like super actively like fucking him and loving it and saying it's the best thing ever, and then is like trying to get money out of him or some shit. Like this girl had to go to court. She had to talk about having sex with him in front of her family. Like she had to go through a lot. Her instant message after, like on her drive home, she pulled over, messaged her friend and is like, I'm crying, I can't drive. I didn't want it. And she was like, did he force you? And she was like, well, he didn't force me, but I didn't want it. So yeah, like I don't think you have to be worried. Oh, sorry. Do you want to say something?
It's a lot of I didn't want the bad experience, right? It's like we could avoid most of these issues if we just give the girl a nice, positive experience. Yeah. Okay, and we ended on a positive note. That's going to solve a lot of issues because the girl could walk away and go, I was unsure if I wanted to do this. He did kind of pressure me. He didn't do anything wrong. It was a little bit too much pressure. Things happen so fast. And she's looking back at this and it was like, this was just a horrible experience. And he ended this on a horrible note. Well, now she's going to think, fuck, I actually did not want this. But I guarantee if she came 10 times, okay? If she came 10 times, he cuddled with her afterwards. Hey, you want to stay? You could stay the night if you want to. I could call you an Uber. It's up to you. They talked a little bit, a little aftercare. I guarantee she's not sending this text message to her friends and saying this. So, like,
100%.
You have to be careful with kicking girls out, coming in like 5 seconds, giving her a horrible experience. And kicking her out. That's going to piss a lot of girls off, okay? And they may not go to the police and accuse you of something, but they may make your life a living fucking hell, okay? One way or another. Yeah. But again, how do you also like? Maybe you do give her a good experience, or you try to. One, if she's like completely mentally insane and you know it's obvious. Maybe you want to like step away and not fuck this girl, right? If she's clearly insane, maybe avoid that. She's really, really drunk or on a lot of drugs. If you want to make sure this absolutely doesn't happen, maybe don't fuck her. All right. If it's a quick pull and you're just putting so much pressure on her and it's a quick experience, you just come in a few seconds, there might be some regret there as well. So give her a great experience. Maybe aftercare, maybe talk to her a little bit, just like, hey, you gotta get the fuck out of here after you came in 2 seconds. I've never had these issues. It's very hard when the girl's squirting and coming, 5, 10, 30 times. It's hard for them to like regret it.
Yeah,
very difficult.
Well said. Yeah, and the consent video is going to do jack all, right? Like even if there was a video of her when she first got to the house saying, I want to have sexual intercourse with Jack and I'm consenting and I am here on my own like accord, like she can still turn around and take that back, right? Obviously, right? So like that does jack shit. Like it might help a little bit. And I think it's good I did a whole video on how to avoid this, by the way, if you want to check it out. I think it's good to talk about like the type of sex you're going to have or, base it around her fantasy and things like that. But it's a Swift side. If she just has a good time, you're fine. If you try to have a good time, you're fine. These situations only ever happen with guys that like come in 2 minutes and then kick the girl out and never want to see her ever again. Like if you're getting girls over to come in 2 minutes and kick her out right away, you need to make it a little bit more clear that that's kind of the expectation. Because
if you like coming over for like a house party, nobody's at the house. Except
or
for
like, I want to be in a relationship with you.
And
like
love bomb them.
Yeah, love bomb.
And then you come and you're like, oh, you got to get the fuck out of here. And then you just don't text them back for 3 days. And then like, oh my God, I was used. Even if they don't go to the police, they could still fuck your life up. They could get you fired. They could ruin your reputation around town and the social circle. Post shit online. Put your face online. Like you don't want that. And again, I've had so many women, over 1,000 women. I've never had this issue. There was like one that's like, oh, this one is a little bit, but she was completely mentally insane. And I kind of knew maybe I should avoid a mentally insane woman. So I kind of like was expecting her to act a little bit weird, but
yeah. And I think the analogy I gave was like, imagine you take a girl on like a dinner date, and we don't advise dinner dates, right? But imagine you take a girl on a dinner date because you're like, hey, I want you to come over and I'm going to like give you the best night of your life. And she's like, I'd love to come over and have sex with you, but I need to have dinner first because I want to be treated like a woman, right? And you're like, cool. And then you take her to dinner and then she orders like lobster and shit. You pay the $300 bill. And then she's like, actually, I'm just going to go home now. I never want to see you again. Right? Like you were consenting to like paying the $300, but immediately after you're like, no, fuck no. Like, give me, you got to pay for this shit. Give me half back. She's like, you consented to it. You're like, no, give that shit back. Like, so yeah, don't cause regret, basically. Aim for the face. That was in reference to not getting girls pregnant. Thank you. According to stats, 50 to 70% of women like or are neutral to tattoos. 20 to 30% actively like them. 20 to 30% dislike them. Do you agree with these stats? I think it depends on the type of tat and probably the type of guy. But I mean, that probably sounds about right. I think tats are a net benefit for almost all men.
Women just they love the tattoos. I've had women who said they didn't like tattoos, and I was like still seeing them and fucking them, and they were hooked as fuck. So you could get a girl who says she dislikes them, but she meets you. She likes you. She starts to like the tattoos, associate the tattoos with how much she likes you. And all of a sudden, her new type is a guy with tattoos, right? So,
yeah, sounds fair. Yeah, I think it depends on the type. I feel like older women, it depends who they're getting these statistics from? I feel like if you're asking like 21-year-olds, it's probably going to be more skewed to liking them. If you ask like a bunch of 40, 50-year-old women, they're probably going to say no. So it depends who this like stats are skewed from. But yeah, I think most women like them. So I'd agree with those stats. Sex with a condom is like eating a sandwich that's in a plastic bag. Yes, it is. It's like eating a sandwich that's in a plastic bag, and that sandwich is full of fucking toxic, life-destroying material, and you're saving yourself.
Bro, you know, I have like 50 different condom brands or types of condoms in my drawer over here because I fucking hate condoms. But I found a couple that are actually really fucking good. Okay, that actually feel good when you fuck. It's the ribbed ones. It's the ones with like the little ribbed and the little dots on it, max dotted. It feels great. It feels really good. So get the right condom, and also you got a big dick. You got to get like some magnums, some XL, which is hard to find here in fucking Bali. It's like impossible.
Amazon. During solo night game, have you ever had gotten a C-night lead when a girl is with dude?
What?
Of course. What are you talking about? This is like most pools.
90% of the
yeah. And it's usually easier when there's just 2 girls or 3 girls. If there's a big group, then like it's easy to pull her away and like all the other friends have someone to speak to and shit. Like, yeah, big groups are usually easier. Okay. Can you give 2 to 3 examples of how you steer sexualization in a conversation where you have a girl at your house and on your couch to turn her on? Well, first of all, don't wait till she's on your couch to sexualize. If you're waiting to then and you've invited her for like fucking to meet your pet goldfish or some shit, like it's going to be really difficult. So like sexualize beforehand. But like by the time she's on my couch, the level of sexualization I'm at is usually well, she probably wouldn't be on my couch, she'd be on my bed, but like she'd be asking about the toys that I have, like the rope that I have on my wall, or I'd be asking her about her like sexual fantasies. What's something she's tried that she's never been able to. But if you try to get to this level from 0, every girl's gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? So you'd have to introduce some subcobs, sitting a bit closer, holding more eye contact, smirking. We did a whole section on, a whole tier list, on sexual escalation. You can start making some cold reads about what she does and doesn't like. So you can check out those videos to get a better idea. But the whole goal, like the ideal situation, is that this girl tells you, this is what I like. And so then she knows that she's about to get exactly what she likes. So there might be girls that say like, yeah, I like a little bit more rough and dominant. And then you're like, perfect. Have you ever been tied up before? No, I haven't. I think you'd really like it. Yes, it's one of the things I've never been able to try before. And by the way, she's never been able to tell anyone this before in her entire life. So yeah, I mean, that level of sexual escalation is not only going to make sure that you know what you're doing and going to give her a great experience, but also she knows she's going to have a great experience. What does it say? I am Wasa Khalid. I probably pronounced that wrong. Thank you for. Is that Canadian?
He's. Are you from Pakistan? Khalid, are you from Pakistan? I'm just curious.
There's a lag to the stream, so we'll probably answer that in 20 seconds. But thank you for the $7 Canadian. It's probably like, is that 30 cents US?
I think I don't know. I think it's like $5 maybe.
I can make that joke because Australian currency is just as shit. Okay, so but thank you, appreciate that, my man, really do. Bacon, the probability. Okay, here we go. The probability that one of her friends cockblocks it. Now said I had to get said out there. No, actually, the probability that someone cockblocks, I think, is probably higher with the smaller friend group because it's a lot more intimate. They've got no one to go away with. What you're facing is probably going to be a fact that you're unable to speak to a larger group, and that's fine. But then I would address that. Like, I don't have the confidence to deal with a large group. I feel a lot more intimidated. I take this like smaller approach. So then everyone is going to be like, okay, she's with us. Maybe when it's like only 3 girls, you feel a lot more confident. You're a lot more charismatic. The girls knows. That's probably what's happening. There's usually more going to be a cockblock situation with less friends, especially 2. If there's 2 girls, you narrow that right down. There's a high chance she's going to be like, I don't want my friend to ditch me.
The more she likes you, the more she's attracted to you, the more she really wants to go home with you.
Yeah,
the easier it's going to be, because sometimes you don't even need to really deal with the friend group. If you're a girl like you sexualize in person before you get to the couch, for example, and she's like, oh my God, yeah, I want that. I want to get tied up. I want that X, Y, and Z that we talked about. I really fucking want this. She may tell her friends like, hey, you need to fuck off, right? You may not have to do anything. So it's a combination of her like sticking by you and not just like leaving with her friends when the friends try to pull her away, but also you stepping up and addressing the entire group. So you need to make sure it's really sexualized, that she's really into you and she needs to be pulled. She needs to be fucked by you. He says he's Pakistan. Yeah, I knew he was Pakistan. Because the Indians don't tip us. It's always the Pakistanis always tip us. The Indians never tip us. So
that's a good
what's
point.
Up with that? Yeah,
what is up with that? Is that like a cultural thing or something? What's going on there?
It's a cultural thing that the Indians are always trying to get money from us. I don't know.
I see.
Like 2 weeks of coaching, and you also pay me. I don't know. It's like,
yeah. I always get enthusiastic and loud consent. Yeah, 100%. Like the best consent you can ever get is telling the girl to beg. Okay, when you're like teasing around a pussy and shit, and you're addicted, and she's like, "Please fuck me," and you're like, "No, that's not good enough." Right? You need to beg. She's like, "Please, please." She's like screaming, and your whole fucking like your neighbors can hear her consenting. Right? She's like, "Please," and I'm like, "It's not loud enough. I need that ouder." Like that is the best consent you can fucking get. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, I mean, there's a BDSM consent thing where it's like fries, so like freely given, reversible, informed, and then E is like enthusiastic. And I agree with that. Like you want the girls wanting it. That's the best type. The water always fails to implement the campsite rule. 100% leave it better than you found her. Awesome. I've been trying to do water dates since I'm on a diet. Take some for water? Like, sure. It's a funny way to call it. If you're on a diet, bro, take it for like a gym date. You know, get on the treadmill together. What's the most optimal low pressure reason to pull a girl over after a date? Movies talk. This. How am I going to explain this? Okay. Yes, movies is super low pressure, but at some point, if you want to have sex, that has to be brought up. And if I'm looking at the entirety of the date, I'm not saying at this point here, what's the lowest pressure thing. I'm saying what's the smoothest way to increase that pressure, right? So I don't want to be like low pressure, low pressure, low pressure, low pressure. Oh, let's just come to my room because I want to show you my window. Or low pressure, low pressure. Oh, look, do you mind just sitting on my bed for a second so I can tie my shoelace or something? Low pressure, low pressure. Okay, let's fuck, right? Because now you're going like from really low pressure to really high pressure, and the girl's going to sit there and think like, hang on, you tricked me. Or she's going to think like, this is too much at the one time. So instead of asking the question like, what's the lowest pressure, lowest friction way to get this girl into my bedroom, start to think like, what's a better, more flowing way to lead there. So on the date, I would already, as I mentioned before, start to slowly increase that sexual tension, slowly start to increase that sexual authority. Get it to the point where you can say, like, if you're talking about massages, I give the best massages in the world. You're going to love it. They're world famous. Warning, it might cause multiple orgasms, blah, blah. And then say, let's head back to my place, right? Now, if you want, I think the ideal way is to invite her back for orgasms, massage, for a great sexual experience. But if you want something a little bit softer than that, then I would start to increase the sexual tension, then say, let's go back to my place for a wine, right? We can have another drink there. If you start bringing up all these excuses and shit, like the girl has to be coming back knowing that sex is on the table. If she says, I didn't go back to guys' houses, and you say, no, listen, actually I had surgery on my penis last night, so like medically I can't actually have sex at all, so like don't worry, it's not going to happen, blah blah. So then you get home and you like pull out your dick and you try to fuck her again. She's just going to push you back really, really hard right now. So sure, like you could do movies or talk. I used to use that shit, but then you face so much like LMR, like this resistance. I would rather just create more of a flowing structure so that when you get back, you're not facing that, would be my advice. What brand condoms are the best? You like the Magnums, eh?
Well, I mean, I really have I need extra large condoms. So, but yeah, the Magnums are the only ones that I can wear. There are these, it's called Fiesta Max Dotted. I found them here in Bali. And they feel fucking good. They're great.
Nice. Oh, here we go. From Knight 2K16, some more Canadian. Thank you, my man. Appreciate your support. New York game. Worried about getting kicked out of clubs. Oh, of course, yeah. I don't want to get. I don't want to weird girls out. How many? Oh, sorry. Hang on, let me show this. My bad. I don't want to weird girls out. How many approaches can I do before security sees me getting blown out repeatedly? I don't want to lose access to these high volume lead pools.
Okay. I mean, or is security? I think security's watch guys get blown out quite a bit, night in and night out, right? So I don't think the guys are like, well, wait a second, you had 10 opportunities to pull tonight. Get out of here! Like, get out of here! Right?
Strike.
Yeah, you're done. Your 10 approaches, 10 rejections. Get the fuck out! You're banned from this stuff. That's not happening. I mean, you're gonna get kicked out if you are causing a disturbance and repeatedly creeping girls out. Okay, you're not going to get kicked out because you got rejected, and plus most people are not even going to realize that you got rejected, so they'll have no idea you got rejected 99% of the time anyway. So I do security before, bro. I do a lot crazier shit in front of security. Like they don't kick me out. So like getting rejected is nothing.
Yeah, it's fine. Like unless you're going, I've known of like one bar in all of Australia where almost every guy that I know games has been banned from. But it's because this was years ago. But at the time, like the security were just trying to hit on all the girls. And so whenever they saw someone hitting on the girls, they just kick them out. So like everyone was just kicked out from that one place. But other than that, yeah, honestly, we've done some like crazy shit. And like you can just become friends with the security. Like all it takes is going up to them a couple of times, asking them how their night is, and then saying like, bro, every girl keeps staring at you, like leave some of them for the rest of us. Like that's all it takes. And then if he sees you like speaking to a girl and getting rejected, he's not going to be like, oh, he's disturbing everyone, I need to kick him out. Because as you say that, this get on a lot or something, like amp him up a bit. Yeah, and the other thing is when you do get rejected, don't be like some butthurt red pill type of guy and tell the girls they're sluts and bitches and go fuck themselves or some shit. Like if the girls are like, hey, it's a girls' night, or even if they tell you to fuck off, right? You just smile and say, yeah, no worries, have a great night. And what you'll find is anyone around seeing that sees you with a smile on your face walking away. The girls might be doing this shit like that, but if you seem like the confident one with a smile walking away, everyone's just going to think these girls are miserable and you're having a good time. And that's exceptionally rare anyway for the girls to say that. Usually it's just going to be some bullshit like it's a girls' night or something. So yeah, like for the most part, as we said, people won't notice, or they'll just look like you're chatting to some people. And even if they do notice, no one really gives a fuck. And especially if you make friends with the security, you're like safe.
Why not? Like if you're going to the same place every night or every weekend, man, talk to the bartenders. Tip. I always tip the bartender. If I could tip security, I'd tip them. We used to go out. Used to bring Red Bulls for the security guys.
To the Red Bull thing. Yeah.
Like, at Budapest during the boot camp, I'd come in.
Oh, dude. Yeah, they loved you, bro. They were like checking to see if you're okay. Yeah.
I got in free. I skipped. We had long ass line outside. I would go to the front and like, hey, what's up, man? And he would let me in. Free, just let me go in. That guy didn't even speak English. I've learned. I would come up and be like, hey, what's going on, man? Like, how's it going? Da da da. Like, I would talk to him. Didn't understand a fucking word. One day I had a translator come in. Another security guy goes, he likes you for some reason. You could go in or something. I'm like, oh, I thought he understood me. But bartenders, I'd go in, I'd charm them up a little bit, always tip them. Because look, if you need a drink real quick and there's a long line, you make eye contact with your bartender that you tip well, and they go, same thing? Okay, boom. Get you a drink ahead of everybody. But I had a situation, well, I caused a lot of chaos in that fucking place. But the last night, I had to fight 5 Italian guys. Okay, the chairs were being thrown across. I mean, it was just chaos. Okay, it was a mess. It was a big scene. And I look over while I'm throwing one guy to the ground, and I see 4 security guys standing there, smiling and watching. And I'm throwing the guy, and they come up, they break it up. They're like, "Oh, sorry about that. You're about to kill them." And I'm like, what are we doing with these guys? I said, kick them out. They're like, okay. They kicked out the fucking dudes. It was my fault. I started the fight. And then the manager of the place come up like, that was a good fight, man, but we had to break it up. I'm sorry. You know, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? But I realized the bartenders watching this, they called security over, but the bartenders are the ones I was tipping for the past like 3 weeks. So they probably like, hey, you know, my guy over here, my favorite guy over here is in a fight. Okay, it's their fault. just befriend everyone that works there. The staff, the guy who picks up the beer, the glasses from the tables, befriend them. The bartenders, the manager, the security. It's only going to help you.
Yeah, 1,000%. Bacon. Okay, I'm going to say it. Bacon. I'd be really careful of the way your mind works, and I'd start trying to be aware of what's happening, because it's really easy to have this like very biased, selective thinking that is trying to feed a certain type of narrative that you might have. So it seems like, and I'll read this out, but it seems like we're very worried about a potential sexual allegation towards us. And then we're finding, so hired from that 70s show, got a 30-year prison sentence recently from 2 to 3 girls conspiring 12 years after the alleged essay occurred. The interesting thing, there was zero physical evidence at all. I know nothing about this case, right, at all. But all I'd say is that if you look at the data, it's like less than 1% of women that claim SA, like the guy's ever prosecuted or ever punished, right? Because obviously it's a really difficult thing to do. Now, you can also claim that a lot of girls may be full of shit, but it's a really difficult thing to happen, even in circumstances where it probably is true. And you can have prosecutions with absolutely zero physical evidence. Like 12 years later, you're not going to have like them, recording sperm or some shit, have evidence of that. But there's a lot of crimes and cases that will get convicted if you have multiple eyewitnesses that are saying, yes, this person did this thing, without there necessarily being physical evidence. So like, I haven't gone through this. I'm not going to go through this. I just be very careful looking for this like very small amount of evidence of guys getting prosecuted for SA. I would rather look at the amount of guys that are going out there gaming, having very successful lives. This never fucking happens to ever. That's what I'd be focused on. And then also look at the reasons why it's happening. Like if these are sort of famous people that women are trying to get something from, sure. If this is some girl that's like really upset by the way some guy treated her, yeah, I mean, that would explain it. If you're just having normal interactions with women and you're having a good time, it's just not going to happen. So like, just be very careful with the way your mind is working, because if you want to find an evidence for some obscure SA accusation, you will find it. It's out there, right? Like you'll be able to find something in the world for anything to support your worry about gaming or speaking to women. 100%. Do you have a regular weekly schedule for your lives? Yeah, usually we do it the times we've been doing it, which it's going to be America night. It's going to be Europe morning. It's going to be Australia midday on Tuesday. Yeah, so we usually do that. Today we did it a little bit later because we had something on yesterday. Over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be a little bit disorganized because we're doing boot camps in America. So we may or may not do a live. We'll see. Maybe we'll do it with the students. We'll see what happens. But otherwise, yeah, usually they're the same time. I'm in Pakistan. Hi. All right, let's do a few more and then we'll call it. I've gotten so used to girls pulling away the second I show too much interest, care, even when the sex was great, that I've become pretty avoidant because of it. Have you ever dealt with that? Oh, Bacon, again. I love you, Bacon. Bacon, why are you not in the Mastermind? We can solve all this shit for you. Holy fuck.
All of this is going to be like corrected pretty quickly.
Easy. Yeah, 100%. For anyone else, yes, if you're showing too much interest, even if you have value, like girls are going to be repelled by that. Now, it depends what too much interest looks like. But yeah, typically you want to make the girls chase, 100%. I live about 5 minutes from an airport. Do you think this would be an option for day game, at least to practice approaching? Sure, yeah, just as practice. I mean, obviously girls are flying away unless they're coming in, so it's going to be a little bit tough. But yeah, I mean, I guess like they've got nothing to do if their plane's not late, I guess. So like maybe it's good. They might be in a better mood potentially.
Some of my best approaches, best interactions.
Yeah.
At airports.
Yeah.
When I was flying to Europe, when was this? I was flying to Poland, and I dropped something out of my bag, and this girl helped me pick it up. And I'm like, you stealing shit out of my fucking bag. I accused her of going through my bag and stealing my laptop or whatever fell out. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, you're a fucking thief. I'm just fucking with her. She ended up being on my plane and sat next to me. Okay, I'm like, oh no, shit. She sat next to me. I sexualized on the plane. She Snapchatted my sexualization. She's like, this is a really good fucking routine. And gave me a blowjob on the plane. She put a blanket over her head and gave me a blowjob on the plane. So like, you could make a lot of beautiful things happen at airports. And like for girls, they're not expecting this, but it's exciting. You know what I mean? Guys will think, oh, but they're at the airport. They just want to like travel and get on the plane. It's like, nah. To girls, it's like, ooh, this is something kind of different. You know, I usually don't get approached at an airport. Oh, we're going to be on the same plane. So it's exciting.
Yeah. It's I've closed a few girls from airport game. It sounds like this situation is like just going to the airport for game, which I've never done. But yeah, I fuck it. Why not? Give it a go. It'd be fun. All right, let's do the last one. I understand increasing sexual tension, but I tend to go on dates with conservative girls. That's why I think it's better to do most escalation after the pool. What's your thoughts?
Nonsense.
Yeah. Nonsense. Like, again, the same idea. Like, you're going to have to sexualize, you're going to have to increase and escalate at some point. Make it smooth. Don't make it like, okay, I'm going to try everything now. Yeah, go for it, Swift.
No, I mean, over the past, I don't know how many years, last like 5 years, I've had a lot of very conservative, probably more conservative than what you're used to dealing with. And you can sexualize with them. Now, some girls are going to be a little bit more reserved. They're not going to know how to talk about sex very openly. So they're going to be like less engaged on that, but that's okay. You can verbally sexualize on these dates, 100%. It's not a reason to not do it. That's one of the things about it the most. Escalation after the pool. Nah. Just get really good at talking to inexperienced / conservative girls, sexualizing with them. Just get better at it.
Perfect.
Thanks, Swift. You mentioned, we'll go through this real quick. Mentioned that if you're worried about creeping them out, that means not likely to. Yeah, exactly, Knight. I think you're seeing your posts and everything. I think you're aware enough to know if you're creeping out girls or not. Okay, so that's not something you should worry about whatsoever. And I think the feedback that you get from girls after the first, second, third, fourth approach will tell you clearly if you're a super creepy dude. Okay, it'll be pretty obvious. Like the girls are like, yeah, good.
I was gonna say, I think you make a really good point there, Swift. Which I think the creepiness comes from a lack of calibration or a lack of social awareness. So if he's able to recognize that, like, hey, I'm worried about appearing creepy, there's a really good social aware sign that you're going to be cautious of it, as opposed to guys that just have no idea and are following girls around or some shit. The girls don't want to, like, having that awareness, I think, is like a really good step. Yeah.
100%. Have you guys gamed in Austin, Texas? How easy are the girls there compared to Bali, Poland? Oh man, I don't look at girls as being easy or difficult. Like I just look at it as maybe different approaches. Okay, just different approaches to my game. But American girls are the easiest. Australian American girls, actually not Australian. Hold on, wait. Maybe I won't put Australian girls in that category. They're very open-minded. But man, when I first went to Australia, I was like, bro, your women are fucking cunts. Holy shit. Australian women have absolutely no respect for the Australian man. None. They believe they're above the Australian man. They're more dominant than them, more assertive. It's unbelievable. It's like flipped. It's like the Australian women are the masculine ones of the country. They make the rules. You know, they create the culture. They even immigration policy they make. And
oh my god! Shut up!
They do. Australian men are like a little bit more positive. So hold on, let me answer this, okay? Because I gamed in all these places. I gamed in Poland 21 years ago, Mali 10 years ago. American women, you could banter with, and you could talk about sex much easier than most other countries in the world. Okay, outside, of Australia and England. Oh, fuck England, I don't know. Poland is going to be a little bit harder, I guess, to talk about sex. Ukraine, any Russian-speaking country, they're going to push back a lot more. American girls, I love gaming American girls because I could go up, really speak pretty direct and open about sex, and they're going to be pretty fucking compliant, right? I could talk about 30 orgasms within 10 seconds of the conversation. Poland, that's not going to be the case. Bali depends. There's a mix of people here. There's Russian, Ukrainian, Indonesian. and Australian, very open-minded women, but they're going to be very bratty. A lot of them, not all of them, very bratty and testy at the beginning of a lot of your interactions, and especially in night game.
I'd also say there's like 6th Street is not a very good place to game in Austin for night game. Like, it's a bit fucking ratchet, and like there's much better places you can go if you want to game.
I've never been there, but I follow a Instagram. It's where that street of bars.
Yeah,
and they just post every night. They post the fights. I don't know. Apparently, there's just fucking fights on that street every day. It just looks ghetto. It's like, bro, it's gonna be hard for me to come back to USA and like move to USA after living in all these other nice places. I don't know. Just don't be famous. Blah blah blah. Any more tips on how to befriend security bar? Just be nice. Okay, like just go up, be nice, give a compliment, smile, don't overstay your welcome. Okay, go in, be nice, hello. You're not trying to get anything from them. Leave. And when you see them again, hey, how was your weekend off? How was your day off? I didn't see you last week. Where were you? This crazy shit happened last night. Where were you? You weren't working? Oh, I had a day off. I was with the wife. Okay, well, have a good night. The third day, how's your wife? How's your wife going? Everything good at home? Yeah, that's great. All right, fuck, amazing. Well, enjoy tonight. Hope you get off early. Just simple shit like this. Just talk to them like normal human beings. Be nice, be positive, and you do that a few times, they're going to like you. Okay, unless you get some like super high tea, like fucking, I don't know, like Polish fucking bouncer or some shit. They may not want to talk to you whatsoever, which is fine. Read the accuser's testimony, blah, blah, blah. Okay, get out of your head, join the mastermind. Exactly. With online game, what do you usually say to younger women? What do you say to make I don't say anything, nothing. I don't bring up the age gap unless I'm trying to teach my experience, my maturity, my experience. But I don't even talk about the age gap. I had a girl over yesterday. I had 2 girls over yesterday. Very short time. They were 19 and 20. So it was a 19, 20-year-old age gap. Fucking blood, bro. There's blood everywhere. They were small.
Jesus Christ.
I had 2 girls in a row bleed everywhere. Yeah. If you want to know how huge my fucking cock is, Mark.
If you had to pick a strategy after if you had to pick a strategy after a game break or drought, how would you go about it?
A game break or drought, how would you go about it?
You're making me sound like almost stupid when I try to read these things. About it at any given time on any location.
You don't want to get in your head, number one, right? You don't want to get in your head. You have to accept the fact that you might be a little bit rusty, okay? Like your opener's not going to come out very loud, very crisp. Your charisma may not be there. You may be more nervous. The environment may hit you a little bit too hard, might be a little bit overwhelming. You may forget what to say halfway through or at 80 point in the interaction. So like these things are like normal. If you stress about this and you freak out about this and you go, oh no, I lost my game. It's all over. 10 years of fucking game. It's out. It's not going to be good for you. It's going to snowball. So just give yourself some approaches or even a few nights to get back into it. Okay. Have a bit of patience and don't worry about it. Just have fun and get some approaches in. You'll be fine after a few approaches. What's
nice.
All right. One best tip to keep libido high: get your testosterone checked. If you're low T, your libido is going to be pretty fucking low. Your dick's going to be soft. You're going to attract liberal women on birth control, and they're going to probably accuse you of rape or something. I don't know, because they're fucking mentally insane. They're probably on SSRIs. It's just, man. Low T leads to a lot of bad things. Okay, when you're high T and you're masculine, you get the most beautiful women. the most traditional, conservative, low lay count, respectful women. When you're low T, you like combative women. That's just the way it is. I noticed this. When you're low T, you're a little bit more feminine. You like combative women on SSRIs. And you try to reason like, oh, I like this because I don't know, it's ridiculous. But just get your T checked, get it up to 1,000, you'll be fine.
Awesome.
What do you think?
Yeah, check your T. Swift has a stack of a bunch of you call it supplements that he recommends. I think I might even have that in the group. I can't remember. I did make a document at one point, and I think having a lot of sex, as easy as that is, will also keep your libido up. I think not watching a bunch of porn, even doing something like semen retention will help. Those are probably the big
two things you got to fix. Number one, your sleep. If you're not getting any sleep whatsoever, you're getting really poor sleep. Get some sleep. If you can't get sleep at night because you're night gaming, take naps during the day. It makes a huge fucking difference. But sleep is massive. If your sleep is horrible, your sex drive is probably going to be pretty fucking low. Okay. And also diet. What are you eating? Are you eating processed bullshit? What the fuck are you eating? If you just eat pure fucking steak, eat pure steak, eggs, some rice, you eat that every fucking day, you're probably going to feel much better. Sleep, diet, get your T checked. Your T will probably be increased. Check the supplements that I posted in the Mastermind. And go talk to girls.
Sounds good. All right. Well, we've got some boot camps coming up. So we'll hopefully see you guys next week, but we'll let you know. And if anyone's interested in boot camps, obviously let us know, hit us up, and I can have a chat with you. You can book a call with me. And otherwise, hopefully see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.